I ordered this. It's the white lily. Yeah, I guess you could call it an omnibus, honey. Oh yeah. Look at that print quality. Very nice. White Lily's compilation book.
Nice. I forgot you ordered that.
I did too. Very nice. Thank you, Preston Poulter. Very sweet printing. I can't wait to go through this one. All right, folks, that's it for now from the studio.
code name, it was Cluster. And I was a superhero for the U.S. government for over 40 years before I retired about a decade back. I did a lot of great things for this nation. I also did a lot of not so great things. I don't think I was playing by the same rules as most of you out there. Still, I was afforded the blessing of a wonderful retirement with the most beautiful woman I had ever known. Everything was perfect until the doctors diagnosed her with stage 4 cancer. Despite their promises, death was on a deadline, and my baby was gone. From there, my life fell to pieces. As I rejected my children and embraced the dark underside of my soul, I spiraled into a dark and demonic depression. It was so bad I was suicidal, but no matter how hard I tried, I could do nothing to harm myself. My power wouldn't let me. I had to exhaust my power before I could be vulnerable. But in order to summon the power, I had to trick my mind into releasing it by doing something that stimulates my adrenaline flowing in the proper way. I had to do something heroic. The power seems to know my intentions. I can accept no low-hanging fruit. If this is my very last adventure, I must find someone so evil that I drain every drop of this power so I can finally kill myself and join my beloved in eternal rest. Now you have an idea about who and what I am. Will you help me get to the finish line?
No, sir. We are here to prevent suicides, not assist them.
Well, you can tell your goddamn manager that I think that's false fucking advertising.
Sir, if you tell me your name and address, I can get the help you need.
My name is Fuck Yourself, and I'm living in hell, asshole.
Good morning. Look what showed up in the mail today. We have a package and we're going to open it. Let's see. What's the matter, babe? I don't know. I'm opening it. It's definitely a book. Should have mounted this camera. Uh-oh. Oh my. I forgot I ordered this. It's the White Lily. Yeah, I guess you could call it an omnibus, honey. Oh yeah. Look at that print quality. Very nice. White Lily's compilation book.
Nice. I forgot you ordered that.
I did too. Very nice. Thank you, Preston Poulter. Very sweet printing. I can't wait to go through this one. All right, folks, that's it for now from the studio.
My code name, it was Cluster. And I was a superhero for the U.S. government for over 40 years before I retired about a decade back. I did a lot of great things for this nation. I also did a lot of not so great things. I don't think I was playing by the same rules as most of you out there. Still, I was afforded the blessing of a wonderful retirement with the most beautiful woman I had ever known. Everything was perfect until the doctors diagnosed her with stage 4 cancer. Despite their promises, death was on a deadline, and my baby was gone. From there, my life fell to pieces. As I rejected my children and embraced the dark underside of my soul, I spiraled into a dark and demonic depression. It was so bad I was suicidal, but no matter how hard I tried, I could do nothing to harm myself. My power wouldn't let me. I had to exhaust my power before I could be vulnerable. But in order to summon the power, I had to trick my mind into releasing it by doing something that stimulates my adrenaline flowing in the proper way. I have to do something heroic. The power seems to know my intentions. I can accept no low-hanging fruit. If this is my very last adventure, I must find someone so evil that I drain every drop of this power so I can finally kill myself and join my beloved in eternal rest. Now you have an idea about who and what I am. Will you help me get to the finish line?
No, sir. We are here to prevent suicides, not assist them.
Well, you can tell your goddamn manager that I think that's false fucking advertising.
Sir, if you tell me your name and address, I can get the help you need.
My name is Fuck Yourself, and I'm living in hell, asshole.
Sir, if you tell me your name and address, I can get the help you need.
Good morning. Look what showed up in the mail today. We have a package and we're going to open it.
All right. So, in case you missed it, we were unboxing Preston Bolter there. Welcome to Hero Shack Chronicles. I am one half of the host team here, and I'm just getting ready. So let me adjust my microphone. Test. Haha. All right. So, waiting on Diana to show up. Here's Terry. I see Terry, my friend Terry. Hello, Terry.
Hey, how you doing?
Yeah, now I don't hear anything. I wonder if my volume's down. Hang on. Oh, no volume. That'll help. Good evening, Diana.
Hear me now?
Hi.
Yeah, I hear everybody now. It's all coming back.
All right.
So what's up, honey?
Nothing.
Oh, you can hear me?
Come on.
I can. Speak
Blasting.
again?
I'm blasting through your microphone or your headphone.
No, not yet.
No, but you hear me?
Now we can.
All right. So what's going on?
Well, I am reactivating the Hero Shack Instagram account. I've changed the password so I have access to it. I will be handling that from now on. I was learning how to post from the computer, but it's a little tricky, so I am now on my phone and getting ready to post, and I noticed the time, and here I am. Hello.
Hello. That was very good.
Well, thank you very much.
So did you see the changes I made?
I did. I made a couple of corrections, typos, of course.
Typos?
Yeah. A couple of typos.
Are you sure there were typos?
Yes, they were typos.
I don't believe you.
That's okay. You don't have to believe me. I know what I did.
So we have the tiers that we should go over real quick. We have the $5 PDF, the $15 physical, which includes the PDF.
Yes.
The Down and Dirty, which includes, what is that one? Is that the PDF and the art book and the comic book?
Yep.
And the Climax. The Cluster Fudge book, the Cluster Fudge PDF, the Cluster Fudge Deluxe art book, and exclusive Cluster Fudge metal card set. Yay, those are our tiers.
I love it.
And I've been
All
pushing
right.
the new video all night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen it.
That was fun to make. That was all because of Lorenzo.
Lorenzo.
Yes, last night he said, "Aren't you supposed to have a summary of what your story's about on Indiegogo?"
Yep, you are. I just never got around to doing it because I needed your help.
Well, no,
Obviously.
actually, Vicky was the first one to mention it, but he was talking about it in the video.
Ah,
So I went ahead and tackled that.
it's awesome to have people that are willing to help us out. I love it.
Yeah, I don't know if people understand how much they do really influence and matter,
Mm-hmm.
because y'all matter.
You all do matter.
Yeah. Well, at some point tonight, we've got to talk about making image like group. I was thinking about that, and Terry, I know I'm the worst about
Mm-hmm.
talking away from the show,
Yeah.
but yeah, I don't know what. So, what does that look like to everybody? Because Image had
mean?
a lot of money behind it and a lot of clout,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know if we could pull that off, but we could look for ways to promote and support each other. And I'm not sure what that even looks
Image
like.
only
Like,
had one rule, though.
what's that?
Image only had one rule.
What was
The
that?
company owned nothing but its logo.
Yeah, exactly. Honey, are you taking pictures?
I'm taking a picture of the screen of the the fug cluster.
Watch your mouth,
The
Diana.
cluster
I
fudge?
know, yeah. Because
What
I
about
don't listen, I don't know how to do Instagram. It is a huge learning curve for me, but I'm going to figure it out. So I know that it's all pictures. It's all picture based. I can't type in a link, right?
Actually, you can. The link is basically Instagram.com/ the name of the page,
Okay.
and it'll go directly to your photos.
Okay.
I was
So-
never good on Instagram. Whenever I open it on my iPad, it wants to go sideways. It never works right.
Mm,
It's sketchy as all heck.
but it's not.
Okay, then you control that, like you said.
Well, I'm going to. But anyways, I am here.
Yeah. So, what's going on? Like, what do you think about a comic book group?
Who are you asking?
You.
I think a comic book group would be fantastic. When are we doing this?
Well, it's been kicked around for quite a few weeks,
Yeah.
and
Okay.
I'm trying to keep it in the forefront of my mind.
Mm-hmm.
But I just finished Cluster Fudge, and I
Right.
don't really have anything immediately on my palette. So I'm like, okay, now would be a good time to at least get the ball rolling somewhat.
Okay. So is it going to be an online group or
No, I think we're
Right.
going to have to meet every weekend, probably in
Okay.
Baltimore or Las Vegas.
it's going to be an online group?
Yeah, it's
right?
going to be an online thing, baby.
Yeah. Let me discuss what projects we're gonna do and things like that.
I think that's a great idea.
Well, we had something started with Preston Poulter when he was doing the Comicsgate
Mhm.
shared universe thing.
Mm-hmm.
And that fell apart rather rapidly for a multitude of reasons. But I think if we had a depot area where independent creators could unite, join, promote, maybe even do the collaboration thing.
Right.
I mean, and like he said, the only rule Image ever really had was they don't own anything but their own nameplate, so it wouldn't be like, we're trying to get creators in so we can get a percentage of the ownership of their publications or anything like that. Are you okay?
Right.
I think she muted because that was a heck of a sneeze.
Oh,
I did mute. I didn't feel that
Okay.
was nice to like blow
Are you
in your
okay?
ears.
You
Yeah,
okay?
I just have a little bit of a runny nose. Not a big deal. I'm fine. So I took a picture of the screen, and yes, I think that you should do that. I think who's gonna create it? Are you creating the group? Are you inviting the artists?
Well, I
What's
have no
going?
idea. We haven't even figured out a platform because in the past I have talked about using Hero Shack or a WordPress site like that.
Uh-huh.
But you also have, groups like Facebook, Discord, or groups. You have sites like that that you could use.
Right. You don't
Um,
want to use StreamYard?
well, you can for meetings, but not for anything organizational wise.
Oh,
Right.
How would you post stuff? Like, hey, I got a new book coming out.
oh yeah. Why don't you create like a WordPress page or something?
Well, I
Yeah.
could start, but that's why we're talking about it.
Well, we could, yeah. Why don't you just do that, like
Yeah,
a
the
website?
WordPress is easy to use for everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it pretty much is. Although I got to tell you, I am kind of in love with the new Google site stuff, but it's only because it's so easy and it's so basic. Not really good for corporations, but great for schools.
Yeah.
Well, you could do a Google thing too then. If you'd
Nah,
rather
it's
do
not
that,
worth it. I'm just saying the Google thing is it's a lot better than people know.
right?
It's still, everything looks the same on it though. It's a very templated,
Yeah.
no creativity. It's just what it is. Besides, I don't know how easy it is to point a domain to that. Because ultimately, if the group got big enough, you'd want its own domain.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Well, could you create a website?
Oh, I could.
Yeah.
A WordPress website?
Yeah.
I'm like WandaVision, baby. I can make anything you want. What do you want me? What do you want me to twist up for you in reality, huh?
All right. So I guess the biggest thing is you need to keep it simple because everybody's busy. So you don't want to have this elaborate like website, but a WordPress site is pretty basic.
It can be as elaborate as you want it. That's the good thing about WordPress. Like,
right. And can you invite like if the website, WordPress website.
You mean Jesus?
It doesn't have to be public. It could be by invite only, right? Or are you going to make it public?
Well, that's something else we should discuss, I guess, because that's why I'm bringing it up, because I don't know the best way to approach it.
Terry, what do you think?
Well, WordPress has many different options that we can make this public or private if we wanted to.
Could actually do both, where you have like a registered area and a public area.
Yeah.
But it could be a good place like to have artists list their emails and contact, any freelancer really.
Exactly.
Of course, we don't exactly have an audience for it. Like right now, we have one viewer, whoever you are. God bless you. Thanks for being here. This has become quite commonplace, and we've got to turn that around because I have a personal goal for Cluster Fudge.
Oh, do you now?
I do. So the most backers we've ever gotten on a campaign was 31. The lowest was 28.
Mm-hmm.
You put us in a campaign that's twice as long as what I'm normally used to.
I know.
So that gives me time to try to do something unique, and I want to get us to 100 backers. And I don't care if it's 100 PDF backers. I don't care if it's 100 climax package backers.
Right. Well, the thing is, you want to. It is a longer time, so you have to pace yourself. I'm saying this to you, husband, because you're already like, oh my God, it's only been up like a few days, and we really haven't done.
I know we only have like 57 days left.
Right. Well.
And we only have 3 backers. I want to get to 100.
Okay.
I'm only 3% where I want to be.
You need to do your Twittering thing. You have more followers. I don't really have many followers on Twitter. I just posted on Instagram. I have some followers, but not a lot. Most of them are like not. So I'm going to try to.
Well, as far as funding goes, all we got to do is sell, 5 $100 packages.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not even worried about that. I just want to get the book out there. I want
No,
people
I
to
know we
look
need
at
the
it and
goal, the financial goal. 500 should be pretty easy.
right.
What I'm
Yeah.
concerned about is the number of backers. I want to hit 100.
Uh-huh.
Mm.
And that may sound like a lot considering where we've already been,
Mm-hmm.
but why aim
And
low?
it's a brand new platform. We haven't done anything on Indiegogo. We've done
Yeah, but
Kickstarter
Indiegogo
too.
seems to treat indie books rather kindly.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I have one question for you, Chris. How often do you post art concerning your comics?
How often do I do what?
How often do you post art involving your comics?
Oh, all the time. It's just
All right.
where do you post it? I usually post on Twitter. And despite Diana saying I have more followers, that's kind of like two four-cylinder cars bragging because one can go faster than the other, and then the
Mm-hmm.
cylinder walks up and goes, ha ha ha. Uh,
Well,
yeah,
here's an
I have a
idea for
few
you.
more followers than Diana, not many.
Well, yeah.
Besides, on Twitter, they don't really follow you. You know what I mean? Like you're
Right.
on their list, you end up in their timeline,
Mm-hmm.
but that
Mm.
doesn't necessarily mean you're not muted, and it doesn't mean that they're going, "Oh, look, Chris has posted another update."
Yeah.
I
Well,
figure
here's
with
an
60
idea
days,
for
though, I'm
you.
going to become damn annoying.
Chris, here's an idea for you. Why don't you host a fan art contest on either Facebook or Instagram?
Yeah, that's something we should try to do, and I don't see
Mm.
why we couldn't. The thing is, I don't know if Cluster Fudge will have any particular fans.
No.
See,
It
there
being
you
brand
go.
new,
Well, in this case, it's not about the character, but it's about those who really like your work.
Mm-hmm.
right? Right.
That's that's
So
where we're
what is it
going.
called? A fan art? What?
A fan art contest.
Okay. So what does that do? What do you do?
Well,
You so
basically, any artist can draw cluster fudge in their own style.
yeah, you solicit people to kind of
Mhm.
like when I draw Spider Man or I draw
Right.
Iron Man. That's fan art too.
Dude,
Mhm.
for my friend Manny Correa, I drew two versions of his character Skunk Girl, one chibi, one in my one in a
Mhm.
manga style.
See, we got to reach out to some of these people that are on the outer skirts of our circles.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Try to draw them in and promote them. That's the like Skinny has a good motto, which I've always with. The rising tide raises all the ships.
Mhm.
Mhm.
I'm a big believer on that. But it's hard to get traction. There's still a lot of politics, at least on the Twitter side of indie comics. I don't
Yeah.
pay a lot of attention to it other than to watch the catch-up shows. That's what I call them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Jace, how you doing, brother?
He always forgets how to get into the stream chat.
Well,
Um.
this is a good time for me to
The
post it
link,
in the chat
the
so
link
that
is in
anybody
the chat.
watching can join.
Mhm.
Dun 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 dun. Jace, I just posted it in the Hero Shack Facebook, not on the Christopher regular one. Good evening, Lorenzo. Hey, Lorenzo, did you see the video?
Oh yeah, good evening. Yeah, that was. Oh man, that was intense.
That was dedicated
No,
to
that
you,
was
my friend.
that's spot on.
Did you like it?
Yeah. The music was maybe a little loud, but that was just
The music was a
the
little loud. I
voiceover was
agree.
perfect.
Yeah.
I
The
So
was in a
music was.
countrified mood. Maybe I'll adjust that, and re-upload it later. But
yeah, the music kind of sounded like not saying it's from that, but I'm just saying it kind of reminded me of Firefly,
oh, cool.
Yeah.
It comes from the
like a space
YouTube
western type
free
stuff.
music audio library that's
Yeah.
available
I
in
mean,
the YouTube
I mean,
studio.
it fits in good with that as well. It's not just for like space westerns or whatever.
Well,
Kind of
it was
fun.
funny because was it last night or today you said something to me about shouldn't you have like the summary in your video?
Yeah, because that was just the only thing that seemed like it was missing. And it wasn't, and it was great because it wasn't one of those videos that like were drone on for 15 minutes. I mean, it was like a quick summary.
Well, even at the I think it's at a 2 minute and 30-second mark, that felt a little long to me. but I was like, to heck
Yeah.
with it, and I can trim it down again tonight a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I actually thought it was. I thought it was entertaining. You know, I mean,
Yeah, I
not
didn't
just
think.
entertaining. I mean, the end was entertaining in a way. I mean, real.
No, I thought it was good. But
And
I
Wouldn't
now
think
be
Jay's
entertaining
Blade
if it
has
truly
joined the group as
happened,
well.
but
I think Lorenzo, I hear what you're saying. It was when I listened to it, the music was just a tad loud, and it
yeah.
slightly drowned out your dialogue.
I can fix that for the
But
first
yeah,
time.
it was so cool. I'm even like kind of hesitant to bring it up because I don't know. I mean, I didn't even think of the thing as being too long, but maybe I don't know.
Just the
Well,
music was a
I'll
little
toy
loud.
around with it tonight. Like
Mhm.
I was saying, I have 60 days to promote this. I am like, my
Yeah,
goodness.
yeah, but that 60 days might go by kind of fast. I don't
It
know.
Well,
will
see,
go.
the 30-day thing, about day 15, I started losing my mind, right?
Mhm.
Oh, it's usually 30 days. Okay.
Yeah, but this
On
is 60.
Kickstarter,
I'm
we
like,
did
oh my
30. This
goodness.
is 60. I purposely did 60 on Kickstarter. I mean on Indiegogo.
Oh,
By the
Just
I
because
time,
it's
didn't know
new.
you had an option. I didn't know somebody had an option. I thought like towards the end
Mhm.
one could extend it.
Nope.
no, I
You
think
can.
we
It
could
wasn't.
extend it even further. Like Indiegogo seems to have
Wow.
this like forever stream if you want to
Yeah,
try.
yeah. You can like. So some of these guys, and I'm critical of people who do this. Some of these creators just never deliver, and they just keep the things in demand indefinitely. And I don't, I
Yeah,
don't,
the
I
on-demand
don't
stuff.
like that. But you've delivered several
Yeah.
times in the
Well, we've
past.
done
I
two
think.
so far, and this one it's already in it. Like I've got it done.
Mhm.
This morning was kind of funny because I don't have a project on the palette, so to speak. I spent most of the morning just going back and touching up art, and I'll do that for about another week or so. And then I'll assemble the deluxe art book, which will be the black and whites with the colors. And I'll play up a little bit on that because, like, even though there's a summary of Cluster's story in that video, there's like two other storylines in there that are kind of
Mhm.
not mentioned in the video because there's the Silver Scribe,
Mhm.
got his own little drama going on in the whole thing. And then there's the matter of the riots, which is against the black and whites versus the coloreds. And that has entirely to do with preference of televisions.
Mhm.
There's a core group of black and white television
Well,
users
I'm
who believe color TVs are hypnotic mind control machines, and they're warning America not to use colored TVs.
well, yeah.
And it
Only
starts
you,
a
Chris.
riot.
Wow.
Well, I needed a reason to have a riot, and I wanted to do something whimsical that I could make the point that, like,
Yeah.
once you're in a riot, you kind of lose track of why they're fighting. You know what I mean? Like, so these guys are fighting over TVs, but they don't even realize that it doesn't matter if it's black or white or color. It's still a propaganda machine they're fighting over.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, just like I think a lot of the riots that we've seen over the last year and a half or so, they start off about one thing and end up being about something else once it gets dark.
And I've heard the people and the people involved and like I don't know, me because there some people argue that there's a difference between say a protest and then like maybe later on it turns into the riot or later on at night, you know, after curfew or whatever. I'm quite surprised. I was quite surprised to hear some of the people who seem to be working like allied together. Like
Mhm.
I don't know if I should even talk about it on here because it's political.
Well,
But
Well-
it's interesting because I don't think it's necessarily just left versus right. I think there's coalitions of people but it's not going to make it on the news.
Well, there are new unions that seem to be forming because the left, as much as they enjoy the far left's assistance, eventually the far left will eat the left. You know what I mean? Like,
Well, but don't you? But you remember there was that what's his name? Rand Paul was actually against the whole no knock.
oh yeah,
Warren thing,
Rand
and
Paul
that's
kind of. Isn't he kind of like a radical in the sense that he's a liberal, not a liberal, a libertarian?
Well, like a libertarian Republican kind of
Yeah, yeah.
hybrid.
But
Yeah,
he's
I
not
mean,
your
not libertarian
standard
party.
dyed in the wool. I'm a rich white Republican politician guy. He's like a rich white libertarian guy.
But he's like, it's interesting because there's people who are more kind of libertarian minded, I think, also who are also involved in the whole BLM stuff. So I don't know if they call themselves that or.
Well, the
it's
thing,
interesting,
okay, so the
though.
thing about BLM that really strikes me as funny is Black lives do matter, and I'm willing to stand up and say that. And I'm willing to help
Yeah.
any black person who's being, slighted in any way over their skin color. The thing that makes me pump the brakes is when it becomes a political Trojan horse for Marxism.
Well, that's the thing is that there's also like some of the Boogaloo Boys are involved, so it's really strange. So that's and then so when the people are so the allegation is that some of them are actually starting, like encouraging violence. So that's what they mean when they're saying, "Oh, so some of these people are Trump supporters who are starting these riots." But then again, those same people aren't will refuse to condemn violence. Some of these same people on the left who say, no, it's just really just these Trump support. And even the Boogaloo Boys, I don't even know if they're Trump. So it's really confusing.
You always condemn the violence that you don't like, and you protect the violence that you do.
Yeah, it's
So,
all very confusing.
when
I don't even know if they're causing violence or. But what I've heard is that some of them are kind of acting as bodyguards.
yeah, but
Boogaloo
it doesn't
Boys.
really matter, right? Like, so as long as you're on a side and you point the finger across,
Yeah.
there's no real truth involved. It's just, man, those lefties are so violent. No, them righties are so violent. No, them
Well, yeah,
lefties.
it's kind of like the whole thing with the Capitol riots, which protests / riots is
to put up the other side.
yeah, because
Which I find very funny.
I think the
there were
Capitol riot.
allegations of police brutality at the Capitol against predominantly white people. So I mean, that's maybe we should like take a look and see, there's some really good police officers out there, but maybe there's some that maybe need to be better trained, trained in different tactics that are, and then on the other hand, there was somebody some people at the Capitol and they killed a police officer. So it's really crazy.
Yeah, I think a lot of
people on the right are saying there's some people on the right are saying they're advocate. They're just saying saying it was a mostly peaceful protest. And it's like, well, wait a second. Somebody completely banned me from their channel to the point where I can't even subscribe to their channel anymore. YouTube won't let me subscribe because I pointed out that I thought it was bad that there's Trump supporters who are now defending mostly peaceful protests after months of. I just think it's bad optics. I'm not a Trump supporter, but I
it really
don't want them taking on these optics that are so bad, and taking on these bad tactics.
It's just, I don't even care about the optics anymore. I don't know about you. I'm an independent guy.
Yeah, I'm kind of a populist, but I also am afraid of like sometimes the people will make really foolish decisions, but in general, I want politicians that benefit the people.
Well, I think like right now, okay, Joe Biden, I don't know if you've seen any of the footage of him lately, but I don't get it. I'm like, okay, hopefully I don't know. It's just one of those times, I guess I felt pretty secure under Trump despite all his crap. And I know a lot of people didn't. So I imagine this is how people felt when Trump was president and they didn't trust him.
Yeah. I don't. Yeah. Yeah. Biden. For me, Biden just seems.
I was very secure under Trump too. It was other people I was worried about.
Hey, Jace, I can hear you almost.
We're on the phone, and I had muted because I didn't have much to add to the conversation. I had to bring the dog out anyway. I just walked in and heard you.
Well, there's nothing to be insecure about. He likes white people. We are all white. Lucky us.
No. I don't know what she said, but it sounded pretty bad. I just don't think Joe is all there. I've watched a lot of footage now where he's.
I don't.
Now, does that mean that Kamala Harris can't be a great president? Not at all. But I don't know enough about her, other than she couldn't get very far in her own primaries.
I think this. I think Wall Street is calling the shots, like they have been for decades.
Yeah, and there may be,
So I mean, like the thing is, like the people, like it's pretty scary to like. So Trump was trying to go and like invade Venezuela, and again, I don't know. I mean, they got kind of a style government that I don't approve of personally, but it was pretty unsuccessful at that, and now they got someone in there who they got like Biden's got someone in his cabinet who's pushing for us to go in there, and the thing is with Biden, he might be able to convince the people who claim to be liberal or at least Democrats to go along with it.
Haven't the Democrats always kind of had a little Woody for war? I mean,
well, I think both parties have had those factions. It's just
that's true because Republicans definitely have a lot of money invested in weapon sales.
Yeah. Well, the thing is that they were both like when Trump was in there, they were both the Democrats opposed pretty much anything well, no, that's not true. The Democrats actually in Congress often just rubber stamped what he wanted.
Dad, were you just saying Democrats have a Woody for war?
Yes.
That's true. I remember when Democratic President George Bush helped storm Iran and Iraq.
with Hillary Clinton and Joe Biden's vote.
We didn't know he was Democrat till after his term when he came out with Clinton and Obama.
A lot of these people. They're neoliberal they're this neoliberalism, which has nothing to do with being actually liberal in the traditional sense. I'd say it's kind of the opposite. I see the neocons are that way as far as like trade policy stuff.
Republicans, though, or the Democrats, I want to make sure everybody understands. I think there are two wings on the same bird. I mean,
there's the populists, and then there's the people who just kind of just want to make money. They just kind of represent Wall Street, and war is a good way of getting rich and stuff like that. And so there's people like Andrew Yang and Tulsi Gabbard, and even like Bernie Sanders. Like he used to be quite different, but now he's become kind of status quo.
Yeah, but like next presidential election, can everybody please just try to nominate anybody under the age of, say, 60?
That would help.
It would be nice.
I'm so tired of watching these white old men.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, so Trump seemed a little bit more cohesive, but he had his streaks of craziness.
Oh, remember, he's a stable genius.
Oh yeah, he's the best, right? I mean,
I think all these guys. I mean, like comparing him to like Biden, who was like, I don't know, they were both pretty naughty. Like, remember when Trump was telling his supporters to go and beat up people if they got out of line at the rallies?
There's no doubt.
Secret Services for
both guys are
bodyguards.
They're not traditional politicians, and Trump. I think Trump was in over his head from day one. Like I don't know that he fully expected to actually, get nominated and then win the presidency. At some point he must have believed it, but I think when it first started, it might have been more or less like like he'll throw his junk on the table and show everybody he's got little hands but big junk.
Oh, he looked mortified on election night when he actually won. He just looked completely. He didn't look at all happy. He looked like he was pretty scared.
You have to understand one thing. When he ran, he thought he was running against Bernie Sanders, not Hillary Clinton.
Yeah, when he started.
Yeah.
Well, he thought that was the way it was going to go.
Do you remember when Joe Biden? Because I was talking about Trump, and then it's like, do you remember Joe Biden when he kept telling people not to vote for him? If you can go vote for the other guy, And that was even like part of his speech is like, take a look at my ideas. If you don't like me, vote for the other guy. But he would tell people that if like the union guy in Detroit, he told him who he had some questions
I
about the
remember
Second
that. Yeah.
Amendment, and he's like,
Yeah.
and then he threatened that other old guy to do push-ups. Some guy like in his 80s.
But it's
He's
almost
like,
like Biden benefited from the same thing that Trump benefited from, and that was an extreme dislike of the opponent.
yeah,
So like when Trump got elected, there was this extreme dislike for Clinton because no matter what she did, she came off as a stuffy old white woman who was just going to be a bi through the whole thing.
yeah. I mean, I think they even reversed the genders in some sort of debate, like in a. I don't think it's scientific though, but like somebody had like kind of recreation at, I think, at a college, and they swapped the genders, and still the dude who played Hillary or whatever lost the debate.
Well, I mean, and then with Biden, they just needed to play Weekend at Bernie's, which is what they did, and let Trump, bury himself, and that's what he did. Trump just
yeah. I mean, it was like it didn't help that the question had been raised if like Trump was senile or not. I don't know. I didn't see enough like evidence, but then again, people say that there's people who worked. Like I talked to somebody or I didn't talk to them. Somebody on Twitter said that they work with. Again, that's not scientific, but they worked with elderly people, and they didn't think that Biden was exactly senile. They just thought maybe he was just kind of not as fast as he used to be or something.
I don't think he's senile either, but I don't think he's human. I think I was looking at Japanese robots. I think he's a life model decoy.
Well, if he's not human, then that's a good thing to me,
Well, I can see
because I'm kind of scared of humans.
I can see I can see the programs
lost.
When he gets quiet, watch his eyes. They get real distant, and that's because he's loading a program from the Wi-Fi. And once that program gets in there, he can then relay the message to us. But they're still having issues with the vocal chips.
Could he be like a Furby or something?
He's like an advanced Furby,
cool.
A very advanced Furby, yes.
Yeah, kind of animatronic or something.
But that's why his wife is Jill, right? Jill Biden.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
She's usually around to help, and Kamala actually has a degree in computer science. So,
really?
Yeah, really, and she's programming all the time.
Well, I mean, Jill Biden. I mean, I don't know much about her, but I heard her speak, and it's like, wow, she seems actually more rational than any of these.
She is a doctor.
Yeah.
Like, isn't she like an MD or something? That kind of doctor.
She's got a doctorate in something, though.
Huh. Well, I mean, I didn't agree with honestly. I think at least she seemed like level-headed when she was saying things. And it's like, well, she's more level-headed than Trump or Biden.
Well, yeah, and honestly, though, I don't think Biden is necessarily like quote unquote an evil guy. I think Biden is like he was in the past. He's lied a lot over the decades.
Yeah,
but now when I look in his eyes, I honestly feel like he's not there. When they show him on TV and they get close up, I see an old scared man, and I hope it's just an act because I don't want to think.
I don't know what's going on. I just know that both of those guys kind of, I don't know, they seem kind of too similar, and I thought the Democrats would go with somebody who's more who seemed maybe a little more level-headed and maybe a little better public speaker or something. But
well, I am disappointed that 2 years in a row, Bernie Sanders or 2 elections in a row, Bernie Sanders should have been the guy and wasn't. Because I am not a socialist, but I was curious I am part anarchist. And I would have loved to have seen the kind of tearing up Bernie would have done with the status quo.
Yeah.
Well, there's also like anarcho-socialists. I mean, there's that's actually traditionally what an anarchist was somebody who was kind of socialistic, I think. But it was like without the state.
Well, I know one of the things I enjoyed all throughout Trump's presidency was that he was doing things that the establishment hated, and
they were the FBI. There was somebody, what was it, like the assistant FBI director? I don't want to go and slander anyone. I'm not sure who it was, but somebody at the FBI had actually, they found out that they had to admit, was it in front of Congress that that he had sent these emails about like how we're going to remove Trump from office?
Oh, there was definitely, there was a whole inside movement to try to get rid of him.
And
Strauss.
did you hear that the Time magazine even put out an article about how election laws were changed and how
Oh my God, was that?
I saw the article and I saw
fortify
all
the election.
about all the videos on that subject.
You call it
That
fortify the election?
That article was like a soft confession of, yeah, we really did steal this election.
Well, it reminds me when I was following one of the Ukrainian elections, not the recent one, but the time before when a billionaire chocolate tycoon got elected.
Yes, about it.
And U.S. Aid, which is a quasi-governmental organization that answers to the State Department, they used to brag on their website about how they didn't use the word fortify, but it sounded like they were doing similar things. And so it seems like we're almost like we had a color revolution in this country. And I'm not talking about the ballot box. I'm talking about before the election even officially happened on election day, or before the mail-in ballots were sent out. I think things were.
So,
and again, I wasn't a Trump supporter, so.
Well, I just got word that we need to stop talking about politics.
Yeah.
Okay. You guys have had a lot of time I let you have your 20 minutes of fame. No more politics. We're chasing people away from the room. Not me, but other people.
Our 20 minutes of politics.
There you go.
Well, honey, talk about comics for a second.
It was 20 minutes too long.
Yeah.
Maybe we should have a
I think you should do, you know what? You know how you were talking about you need to do more streams?
Yes.
I think I have it. I think you should do a stream every night, and every night should be a topic. Tuesdays can be politics, or Wednesday, or Thursdays, or any other night, but Wednesdays, and then you guys can talk about politics. You can tweet it, get all these. I bet you it would be a recurring
politics. Stream. What about Monday nights?
What about Monday nights? I thought we were going to do God
when
chat.
You're done eating, right? On Monday nights. Yeah, I heard that wrapper, by the way, before you muted yourself.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, there was a plastic wrapper.
No, there was not a plastic wrapper.
It looks like Jace left.
Yeah, he was upset.
Yeah.
Well, his wife was. So, Kay and Jace, if you're still there, we love you. We didn't mean to upset you.
Yeah, I didn't.
We weren't trying to upset you.
I wasn't a fan of any of these people. So.
But talking comics, because I'm trying to get us steered back in before I get in trouble.
No.
But Monday nights, Diana wanted to do something, and now she can't remember, so maybe we won't.
No, I said we're going to start God Chat. We need to start talking about that.
So what is God Chat while you mention it?
God Chat is going to be a chat where we discuss God or gods or whoever you believe in.
So basically, though, we're going to be discussing a Judeo-Christian approach to God. We're actually messianic hybrids, if that helps anybody understand.
Yeah.
It's not going to be a kumbaya, bring your all gods, because I'll laugh if you tell me you're praying to a milk carton. I'm sorry, I just will. But we do want to start engaging again on conversations about the way and what it meant to follow Christ and what it means to have him flourish and become one with you in your life as you walk the walk of love.
Mm-hmm.
But that'll be Monday nights. And I don't know, so the comic book group that we were talking about, I think maybe we need to decide on a name or have a contest for a name.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how to promote it. Maybe we can start posting feelers, all of us out there, just to see if there's a group of I think.
Well, they have a writer's workshop, right? Don't they have somebody has a writer's workshop?
But it's not geared towards beginners. I think what we need to do is maybe have a something where
doesn't matter what level you're at, that anyone can come in.
Yeah. But I also think that the one thing we should insist on, at least initially, is that they be creators.
Yeah.
Whether that's writers or artists or inkers or colorists. No offense, Lorenzo. I love you, brother. But don't make it a fan club. Make it more of a creator network.
Right.
And then once we get a few people under our belts and we know, okay, we got X amount of books we can promote. I would love to see a library where all our books are lined up, in a kind of like a carousel or
artwork
a
if people
table.
don't have a book.
Yeah, but you know what I mean? Like our stuff is all lined up and
Yeah, people
that
can check
could
it
be
out.
public, so people come over and click.
Well, a lot of artists probably have their own website or web page or
They
something.
do, and there's also a
and
lot of
do that.
other online comic book places.
Mhm.
But I don't want to replace those. Like, let's say, okay, let's just make Lorenzo feel better. Let's say Lorenzo is creating a Slee Stack comic, and he's doing it in a Slee Stack fashion.
Well, I don't legally own the rights, but something.
Well, maybe you spell it differently, but let's just say or maybe it's even just a fan book, dude.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, like if he puts it on Webtoons, there's no reason that we can't cross promote, you know, and point
Exactly.
his clicks to Webtoons. Like, I don't want to replace Webtoons, but I also would like to have a place where people can feel comfortable. So if I pop in and say, man, I'm having problems drawing feet, you know, can anybody recommend some good tutorials? Or damn, these cityscapes are pissing me off. What's the best way, you know? Things like that, where artists or writers or what's that, bro?
Shinobi's an expert on drawing feet, by the way.
Shinobi is a wonderful artist. I have I always make sure I have one of his videos in our pre-show because I love watching him draw.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun watching his drawing videos. He makes quite a few of them.
Well, he's very good at it.
Like a writer to me.
What's that?
I said Lorenzo seems more like a writer to me.
He could get away with it. He's got the brain for it.
Yeah.
Well, thanks.
No problem, bro.
It's that altruism brain of mine.
There you go.
Even if you're just writing a book, you're still allowed to come in and just tell everybody what it's about, what you hope to get, what your target audience is, what you hope to get, what kind of feedback you want to get from it, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know, it's funny though. My target audience, I'm still not clearly defined upon. My audience is that which enjoy my style. Like, I'm coming to accept my art style. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't love it. I want to improve a lot of stuff in it. But like when I look at my art and I go, well, that looks like one of my fingers. That looks like one of my eyes. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. What you're listening, Chris, is that it's like how people view Rob Liefeld. His whole art style is about dynamics and motion and escapism.
Yep.
It's not about being accurate as far as the human figure or computers or whatever he's drawing. It's more about how it looks in motion.
Well, it's funny because when you pick apart a Liefeld drawing, it's easy to go, this bicep's off, that leg is out of proportion, whatever. But
It's
when
not
you're
about
looking at it in a story,
that's what most people don't get.
Yeah, because when you look at it in a story or in a pinup or even a cover, he has that Jack Kirby feel to him. And I don't want to say Jack Kirby and Liefeld in the same breath because people get upset. But it's true.
If you ask him, he will tell you his main influence was Jack Kirby.
Yeah, you can see that, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And
do you know, like Jimi Hendrix didn't, if you like were to use a metronome, Jimi Hendrix is like all over the place as far as the rhythm.
If you listen to his music, it's always like, wow, I didn't know you could do that with this instrument or with that instrument or whatever he's playing at the time.
Right.
Yeah, he's not just like using a metronome, just trying to make sure that he's keeping a steady beat. You know, he's just like he's kind of like you could speed up and slow down, and you know. And
hey,
I
Diana,
don't know if that's the way with Kamkar, you know.
What are you doing?
Might not.
What are you doing?
I'm listening to you.
I'm watching you.
I'm just.
Is it the same way with comic art that something can be like, oh, you're supposed to technically do it this way, but it might actually work out better another way, like.
So, not to bring it all about myself, but yes, and I'll tell you what, in everything I've ever done, I always do it the way you're not supposed to. Like,
right.
When I was recording CDs, I was doing it the way you're not supposed to. And now that I'm making comics, everything I do is the way you're not supposed to.
Exactly.
I slowly conform to certain things. Like, for instance, the last 3 books I've done, counting Cluster Fudge, have been done in CMYK colors as opposed to RGB because RGB can look incredible on screen, but when you go to press, it looks completely different. Not that
Exactly.
there's already a change between CMYK screen and ink, but when you
Mhm.
go from RGB to ink and like
Right. That's
I'm
why
way
they say.
outside the ink spectrum, you know what I mean? Like
Right.
I'm putting
That's
in
why everyone
fluorescent
says
colors.
if you do it digitally, do it in CMYK, especially if you're going to print,
Yep.
because the printer is set up with CMYK.
Yeah, and I should have known that because I came from a commercial art background. But to be
Mhm.
honest, I was having so much fun initially that I forgot a lot of the main standards. Like I didn't, really think about it. It was like, no, it looks great. And when it printed, it didn't look bad. But like, Diana, you probably remember Hero Shack Sandbox, the cover. It came out much darker than I thought it would. Issue 3.
Hmm.
Hang on.
You have to remember, RGB is a light basic color palette.
Oh yeah, and inks and pixels work exactly the opposite.
Right.
So this was the one, and you can't really see it, of course, because of my green screen. But these 3 characters in the front came out much darker than they were supposed to, and
Yeah.
I didn't mind it because the fire in the background looked brighter because of it,
Right.
but it certainly wasn't how it looked digitally.
Hmm. And when it
Gosh,
came out
these were
to
the
print, it looked like the book was on fire.
yeah. Look at this,
Which
honey.
in some cases, depending on the theme you're going for, it works.
No bleeds. They're all panels.
I know.
So that's something I don't talk enough about, but I think 31 of the 36 pages are splash pages,
Hmm.
which was really fun. The only time I go to panels is when we go into Silver Scribe's ship. And if I add the bonus content, which I'm going to end up doing it. Diana said I have up to 50 pages, so I have 2 months. How long do you think it's going to take me to fix or fill that up?
Well, you're going to start working on the second cluster fudge. So you're going to have
Ooh,
to move on from that. Once you get this book perfect within the next week or two, we're going to upload it. Yeah, we already got a plan for that. So
welcome back, Blade.
Hello.
Hey, so
Yeah.
I wanted to talk about the comic book club or the comic book, whatever you guys want to call it, using a WordPress site. I think one of the things that you guys should think about is putting up some general guidelines, not specific rules, but be kind to each other. Don't like. Do you know what I mean? Um,
I understand what you mean.
So you mean like a constitution?
yeah. Will you stop? Give you a
The
no.
Constitution of Comic Book Creators?
There you go. I just think and come up with a catchy name. Like there's already the comic
So
creators.
no, I have a name I've been kicking around for like 6 months,
Oh yeah.
Me
but
too.
it was more internalized. It was called I Dependent.
Oh.
Not independent, but I dependent.
I dependent, right.
Because I am dependent on so many things to not only make comics, but keep inspired by it. Like when I get comments from people that are encouraging, that fuels me for like another 10 pages. It doesn't take much. Because you forget whether or not people like your stuff at all, when you work in isolation. And yes, I work with a wonderful woman who's always supportive,
Yeah.
but sometimes you get used to it and you're like, I don't even think she knows what color Cyclopean's cape is.
I believe it's red.
It is. Jace, you win the prize.
I
Oh,
didn't. I'm insulted that you didn't know that I'm not going to say anything now. I'm not going to say anything.
Speaking of that, look at this.
What?
We got to figure out how to start doing giveaways because, like, we have 1117
You can't
prints.
see it, number one, because it's in your green screen stuff.
Yeah, I see that. Hang on. So
Yeah.
1117 prints. These are actual pages
From the comic book.
right? So
Fudge, right?
this is yeah. This is
Ah.
really
That's a
cool
good
because
one.
when you get in close, you get to really see the details of the artwork.
Yep, that's beautiful. That looks so good.
Yeah, this one is actually not the final either.
No.
This one is an older artwork I just had on the drive. I was test printing.
Are those
This is a
colors?
What are you doing? What is that?
What is this?
No, sorry, we're just talking to the dog.
Oh, sorry. Yep, I'm not.
There you go.
Oh my God.
What are
Yelling
you
at your father,
doing?
what?
You're chewing off your heart.
Nope.
So this is a
dog
two-page
eating stuff
spread.
he's not supposed to.
Bad puppy.
Mm.
And this bad boy, this is a two-page. This may end up being the cover, but I don't know because I don't really like the Minotaur-looking weirdo back there. I might have to replace him.
Are these muted colors or regular? Or
This is actually on glossy paper,
okay?
and I don't know what you'd call it. I'm developing a style, if you will, right now, where I'm using a lot of overlays and filter effects to get the lighting.
Oh, cool.
I'll do it.
It didn't look like the muted colors, but it didn't look like what you had done in the past. So
Well, they're muted, like they're not so flat anymore.
okay.
But that doesn't mean that I'm totally against flat colors. I'm kind of just going through motions of learning how to do things with the colors. Like the greatest thing of all of this is the evolution that's happening, you know? Wasn't it your show last week? Somebody asked me, Alzamat asked me if I hired a new artist. And that was like, and that was like the best compliment I had to date because he didn't recognize my artwork as my
totally
own.
different now. Yeah, I like it.
Well, that just
you were kind of going in the direction you're going in the right direction with what was that previous book that I just
Hero
remembered?
Shack.
I just remembered to fill
The
out
Last of the Reapers. See,
Yeah.
this is the other cool thing. We're slowly starting to build a library. So when I do the videos for Cluster Fudge, I can say from the creator of Hero Shack and Last of the Reapers. It doesn't sound like much, but when you put projects together like that, it starts to sound very cool.
Well, it sounds cool, and it also gives you kind of like a baseline or a starting point. This is what we did back in 2018, 2019.
Right.
And you have continued to work at your craft, and this is the improvement you now see. Because I think it is a journey, it's a process. And I think anybody that is in the arts, whether they're comic book creators or writers or whatever it might be, I think as you go into it, you learn how to define yourself, or you figure out what you are in that particular medium. And that's what I think you're doing. Like Chris, the work that you're doing now is much more closer to who you are than the stuff you did with Hero Shack, the earlier Hero Shacks.
Now,
Like the
see,
earlier
I
Hero Shacks was
I
all-
want to agree with you, but
You
what
should,
I
I'm your
really,
wife.
but what I really see, and to me, this is why it's exciting, is my art is starting to awaken. So, like when we look at the stuff I did, like Hero Shack Sandbox 1, I was building towards this. You know what I mean?
Did
like
I not
everything-
just say that?
I don't know. Did you?
To me. Did I kind of say that? Not in
Kind of.
those words, but
But it's not the same. It's not the same thing.
Well,
It's more than what you're saying
It's
because
like you were relearning. You sound like you were relearning how to draw.
a lot of
Your
it was,
ability,
yeah.
and like,
This art is also closer to what you drew all while I was a kid.
Thank you, Jake.
Yes,
I love you so
yes.
much. That's what I'm saying. He's getting back to who he is as an artist. Like I
Okay,
think.
go with that. Yeah.
Thank you.
yeah, no, that's what you just said. Chris. I think we're both trying to say the same. We both have
Well,
the
the
same
point is going to be going
basic
back
idea,
to
though.
panels.
I'm telling you, if people were to record the conversations that we have between us, they would just be shaking their like, we say the same thing, but he is like, no, that's not what I said. But it is
No,
what you
that's
said.
not true. I mean, if people listened, they might be a little astonished because you usually say the same thing as me. But
You're just trolling.
You're such a dork. Oh my god.
I'm having fun. I'm just having fun.
Oh,
But Diana,
yes.
when you get ready to start writing your book, let us know.
Absolutely.
'Cause
I am.
Actually, Diana, this little group that we start, you could go in as a writer,
I could.
and start talking about your project.
Well, I'm super excited
Exactly.
because I start my intro to creative writing. I've switched my majors. I don't know if you guys know this or not, but I am leaving the Bachelor of Psychology program because it's boring to me. I don't like it. I don't want to do research designs, and I am now moving into a Bachelor's in Creative Writing in English, which is much more up my field. And as I begin to head down the aging ladder, because I'm now older, I feel this is much more suited to my lifestyle and what Chris is doing. So I'm really excited about that. I was just looking at the courses, and yeah, I will
Yeah,
definitely
that's
be a part
great.
of that group.
Well, she's
Oh, hey,
she's
Gotham
definitely.
Knight.
Go ahead.
I was just saying hi to Gotham Knight.
Oh yes, she's definitely got a love for kids, and she's got a talent for writing.
Mm-hmm.
And the things she writes, the kids seem to enjoy her.
Yeah.
So I'm like, go for it. Like,
No.
who
I've
would
been
I
a
be to
huge
deny
fan.
that?
I have so many short stories that I used to write even before I met Chris. I took this creative writing like silly course that I signed up for. It wasn't through a college. It was through someplace. I can't even remember, but I have like all of that stuff that I've written. I have tons and tons of poetry. I've always loved to write. And I just kind of got away with it with raising the kids and the family and just, getting caught up in this other kind of track that I don't know how I ended up in sciences. But anyway, so I'm excited to get back to like what I feel like my true roots are. And the little boy that I wrote that story with, my client, he is so excited. We worked on it today. Oh my gosh, you guys, you should see the pictures that he drew for me. I'm like, oh, I need to hire an artist to draw these pictures. So yeah, I'm very excited. He asked me when the book was going to be printed. I said, we're working on it. Hi, Gotham Knight. I just noticed that he was there. So yeah, I'm very excited. That'll be probably the first book that I produce on the Hero Shack Press under the name. I've already talked to his mother. It's all cool. Why?
Okay.
Hey, I don't know if your younger daughter told you already. She came up to see the puppy and hang out with us.
Yeah, I knew she was coming up, but I haven't talked to her since then.
I got the best feedback I think anyone can get, where she was looking through my art in my sketchbook, and she was like, "How long have you been taking that class?" And I was like, "Oh, we've had 3 classes." And she was like, "Wow, your stuff already looks so much better from the first page."
Oh my gosh, Chase,
Like,
that's
yes.
awesome. That's awesome.
Like, good shit.
Hey, Jace.
Back to its creative roots.
That's awesome. Yeah, right? Exactly.
Jace, we're actually talking about forming a little online group where we can support and promote and do all sorts of stuff with other creative types. So, and yeah, maybe you're interested, maybe you're not. I don't know.
Well, I like to make art. I don't think I would ever make a comic, but I can post illustrations as they come. Or I don't want to get too bold and say or help other people with their comic illustrations, because who knows where life is going to take me and how.
No,
busy
but you can, if you have any hey Jace, if you have any homework assignments where you have to draw things like little kids and stuff, I could have you do that for a page of my book. I'll pay you.
Like, you need me to draw in a child's style or draw children?
Draw in a child's style and children.
Oh, well, that's easy. I'll just close my eyes and use my right hand.
There you go. Perfect.
Hey, I have to ask something, and Lorenzo might know this. Does Gotham work on books too? I see how he was taking a break from writing.
I just know he created my avatar, the current avatar.
Gotham draws a lot of stuff. I'm not sure if he draws comics or not.
I've probably already had this discussion once before because it seems familiar. But
By
like,
the way, you comic artists, well, anybody, even Diane is welcome on the Sleek Stackians tomorrow night.
Sleek Stackians.
Sorry for the shameless plug.
Right?
Huh?
8 o'clock Eastern time?
Yeah. I won't go through all the other time zones because it's mind-numbingly boring.
I might pop in and say hi if I'm not like doing anything. What time is it at? 8 o'clock?
Yeah.
Yeah, 8 Eastern.
Okay. All right. Chris.
Thursday nights are my class night.
So Thursday nights are class.
My professor tried to apologize because class is from 6 to 9. He was like, "Guys, I'm sorry it's so late. It must be such a bummer." And I was like, "No, this is the best part of my week."
Yeah, it's probably the quickest 3 hours of the week too, right?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
it's a blast. I can't believe that.
Night
It's
classes
technically
always go
school.
by faster for some reason.
Oh, I see Gotham replied to you in the chat.
What's this?
You have me on Facebook, and I have posted albums on my train. Bro, I'm sorry. I'm sure I do know about it. I'm the most forgetful dude, and so I want to publicly apologize to Terry and to anybody else who tries to get a hold of me because I am horrible about answering, particularly audio devices.
Yep,
Um,
he is. He's terrible. He
my
barely
own
answers
son will
my
tell
phone
you that
call.
I'm horrible about
Oh
responding
my
to
god.
text, although I think I've gotten better.
I'll text you on like a Saturday and be like, "Hey, you want to play some games with me and Kyle?" And 3 weeks later, I'll get, "Hey, I'm just seeing this."
But I've been better lately, haven't I?
Yeah, but you blew us off.
When?
A weekend or two ago, I was even playing with Kyle and was like, "Hey, I told my dad we were playing. He said he's going to try to catch us."
Oh no, I didn't blow you up. Well, I guess technically that is
Yeah,
a
you
blow up.
did.
Well, then we
But I
played
got
for like
tied
3
up.
hours, and Kyle was like, "Where's your dad?" And I was like, "I don't know. Last message I got was, I'll try to catch you guys."
Yeah, I got tied up. Well, here's the thing. So honestly, guys,
He doesn't get tied up. I do not tie him up. He
no,
gets
I
super
don't mean
focused.
physically tied up.
That would be an improvement.
But what happens is I sit down with the iPad and the stylus, and next thing I know, it's 4 hours later.
Yep.
So what I'm hearing is next time we take the puppy to Pet Supply Plus in Athol, we just need to swing by.
Well,
There you
No,
go.
I need to come visit because if it's all clear, I can come visit. I just don't want to freak anybody out. You know what I mean?
I'm immune for 3 months technically, and I'm getting my second shot March 11th.
Nice.
So
Yeah, so
Well-
we're pretty good over here.
That's good.
I'm a little concerned about the shot myself, but I know that if I just patiently wait, by the time they get to me, I'll definitely be like in the green. Like I'll know.
I'm laughing at what Gotham is saying in the chat. He's so funny. Oh.
Yeah, she. Well, no, I can't
Sorry.
go there, can I, honey?
No, you can't. Whatever you were going to say,
I-
stop.
I was going to talk about the Great Wall of Pillows.
What?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh, I
You're
forgot
such a-
that I guess I was describing my show pretty poorly earlier. I also have like people who are writers and people who are like just there to talk.
Right.
Yeah.
So if you ever want to come on and promote your idea for the kids comic, or you just have a topic or something,
Mm-hmm.
you're always welcome on.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
We'll try to get some exposure. You know,
Yeah, baby. Exposure's good.
it is.
Yeah, I don't know how we're going to do it, but I have 60 days. I'm going to try to get 100 backers. You know, like I'm thinking about writing all my relatives.
Oh my god.
All 4 of them.
Yeah, all 4 of them. It's about what we got.
Well, I'm not talking about immediate family because the kids would wipe out that number, no problem. I'm talking about people I actually believe have some bloodline to me
Oh my gosh.
outside
Oh
that
my
immediate
gosh.
pocket.
Oh my gosh. All right. Well, you do that. You're home for another 3 days. You're on vacation week, so you should
So,
do that.
all right. So listen. So I will make something on the website to try to spark interest and maybe put up a survey or a poll question about what name you might want to call a group like that. And if you guys
Okay.
have any ideas, fire away or submit or whatever.
Uh-huh.
And we can just see if we can get some interest. I guess the ultimate goal would be to sort of have some sort of certification. Image was a brand, so it was like they didn't own anything, but when you got published by Image, you were kind of under that banner. You know what I mean? Like
Isn't that what Preston was doing with his Comicsgate? But
Yeah,
you might want to use a different name.
The only
that's
problem
less
with Comicsgate,
contentious.
the only problem with Comicsgate TM is Comicsgate.
Yeah,
Well-
it has no one agreed upon meaning
yeah,
because there's all
exactly.
sorts of factions, and then there's
Well, they
Preston's
came-
faction.
And they came from a very sort of polluted point of view, in my humble estimation, because they all came from this one group, this one clique of, I like to call them little high school kids, because they always
Well-
seem to be fighting over dumb
Well,
stuff.
before that, It was a little different, though.
Well, so understand,
It
Diane,
started off as people complaining about comic book. And then
But you guys-
they're complaining about, like, they were just reviewing comic books originally.
but you guys need to understand. So Diana's knowledge of Comicsgate comes
Yeah.
from 2 shows that she hears me watch.
Oh, yeah. I'm
approximately
saying,
Oh,
once
dear
a week.
God. Oh,
before
my
Ethan
God.
got involved, it was just like,
But
like
like
Captain Public's,
weekly though,
What,
it was
Gary?
kind of a,
check out This Week in Comicsgate by Preston Poulter and DA Talks with Vicky
yeah,
Verse.
but they're not really dealing with the roots of Comicsgate.
Oh, no,
I can tell you guys what it was quickly, though.
Yeah, no, it's not about the historical Comicsgate. This is more about the drama.
But what originally it did, but I think I know what the problem was. Originally, it was focused on people reviewing books, but they were reviewing a lot of crap books, and some of them were reviewing a lot of crappy books. And what they were doing, maybe not all of them, but and then they'd even rip out the book at the end, and that wasn't like. There was also something called Move the Needle, which I liked a lot better because it was just promoting the comic books that one liked. But so even at the beginning, though, there was. Even though it wasn't about harassing people or whatever, there was this negativity of like, let's focus on a woke Marvel book that's poorly written and tear it up. So I think that's the problem. Is it started off with this negativity and the sensationalism, but I think this Move the Needle thing was a good idea. Just buy what you like.
Well, I mean, inevitably, if we start a group, let's say we start a group, and let's say we call it iDependent. And we have, 50 people sign up, artists, writers, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Inevitably, some of those guys are going to want to start fights. Some of those guys are going to want to start factions. It always happens, whatever. But if our focus remains just to be encouraging, positive, and
creative outlets,
helpful to an extent that it doesn't, like I wouldn't want to start something where all our time gets consumed in serving other creators.
So I have a suggestion, guys.
Yes,
what
love.
if you were to come up with like an agenda or weekly topics of things you want to tackle, like whether it's something pertaining to the actual.
Honey.
What?
Do you mean like on the Flintstones when they used to all wear those funny looking hats and all the husbands would get together?
That's a good idea. You should all wear a bunch of funny looking hats. And
do we get to wear hats?
All right, now you are making fun of me. Whenever you have no.
It's a good idea, though.
Okay, listen, I'm putting me back on. You can see my face. Now listen. Whenever you have a forum or a meeting, you should sort of have a loose guideline of what you want to cover in that particular 1 hour session.
You mean a bulleted outline?
Not necessarily a bulleted outline, but it could be bulleted if you want. You're all creative.
That might not be a bad idea.
So, like, you could put it up and say, okay, you could do like, guys, you could do like, okay, we have 10 minutes of a meet and greet. Okay. No, this is where Chris gets so mad at me. You could talk about how was your day? What are your latest things? What do you want to vent about? Beep, the timer goes off. Okay, guys, we're going to go on to the next talking point, which is how to make your lines thinner when you're drawing. I don't know.
Miss Diana, will you run our session?
Absolutely, I will be there.
Wow,
I will boot you out if you're not following directions. No, but I'm just saying.
But she does have an organized structure is highly beneficial.
Hold on, Diana.
Yes.
It sounds like you're running a social skills group.
Yes, doesn't it?
Yeah, but like that's how like
virtual beanbag. If you're holding the beanbag, you can
run. There's actually this,
and the timer goes off, and we're like, sounds like group.
Well, there was this actually. I was in this,
but it's true.
I used to work with a newspaper, and it was people kind of leaning toward. Some of the people were kind of leaning towards anarchist, and then what happened was that there wasn't much structure, and so it was just one person started taking over, which is the opposite of what anarchism is supposed to be. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying everybody was like strict anarchist. I'm just saying. So somebody had brought in. Ironically, a couple of guys brought in this thing written by these anarchist founders called "The Tyranny of Structurelessness." Mm-hmm. And if you look at there were, like with Comicsgate, there was no structure, and then some guy took over and called himself Caesar.
Right. I
don't want to go too much into
with
people like him buy his comic. I'm just saying that I didn't like the situation in either case, and and one of the things they did mention was there should be a timekeeper, or there should be at least somebody.
Well, there should be certain rules. Like with Preston,
Yeah.
I like the fact that Preston had some integrity. Like he wanted to keep the creators accountable for releasing books on a timely fashion, which I like. If you announce a book and you say it's going to be out in October, and you can't get it out for another
a year
9
later, still
that,
not out. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Then there's a problem. Yeah, and it's not to down the creators to say, okay, get your shit together before you announce again. And
Okay. You don't have to use a timer. But the point was you should have some sort of agenda or structure, however you guys want to make it.
But what if I want to use bullet points?
Well, you can.
Well, Gotham agrees that says she has a point.
Thank you, Gotham.
A bullet point.
He's on my side tonight.
Oh, there you go. I think we're just a little too focused on the bullet point here. But that's just like an example of kind of the extreme end. But well, Preston's got that a comic book writer workshop. I can't remember. It's not exactly called that. That's called something.
It's called the Writers Workshop, I believe.
Yeah.
Well, it might be something else now, but basically they get together, they read and critique each other's scripts.
Yeah.
And I was very committed to that show for a long time. It's on right now, in fact. I stopped going because the content just wasn't doing anything for me. It was out of my field.
Yeah, I was just wondering if you were trying to figure out something kind of similar, like have something kind of like that.
I would like to have something like that, but I would also like it to be very, I like to have sections of instruction. So in other words, if I come in and I read a script to you guys, instead of you guys just dogging it, maybe talking about how to improve it or things that you do.
That's what I thought the show. I thought that's what Preston's show was, but
it kind of was. But it got to a point where they were just kind of like, I don't know. Forgive me, Lord, but it just to me every week it sounded like, hey, you got to make that a little sexier. You got to make that a little.
Okay, I think everybody's going to have their own ideas about.
I just think they went through
their writers' workshops.
Well, whenever you get a group of people together, we all have different ideas of what something should be.
Yeah,
so that's why I was saying you guys should have some sort of a.
The stream panel requires a certain, it's kind of like watching a sitcom. If the star leaves and they try to recast it, it can be really weird. And I think that happened with Preston because he lost a couple of people.
Yeah, it might not be something that should be, not necessarily something needs to be on air, I mean, it'd be just a group of writers, if you want to put it on air,
Well, I don't mind putting it on air as long, so the thing you got to try to avoid, and Preston's done a good job of that, somehow he's kept his This Week's in Comicsgate far apart from the writers' workshop.
Yeah.
Okay, so I just had an idea.
Yes, my love.
So we were talking about using like a WordPress website for this group, correct?
That's true.
So a lot of the dialogue would be through typing and stuff like that. But maybe Chris, stop talking like that. He's making fun of me, you guys. I know he is. Thank you, Terry. So maybe you could like once a month hold a live stream on whatever it is that you guys were talking, instead of doing it in every session, in every week stream, because it sounds like you guys really want to learn from one another and sort of edify and build each other up. It's hard to do it in this model, in my humble opinion, from what I've seen on StreamYard. It's really hard to do that. So maybe you could, plan when you're putting this all together, who's ever doing this, you and Chris, I don't know if it's Terry and Chris or whoever is doing it, should think about some of that stuff. Just a thought.
What stuff?
Did you not hear me? I said
no. So here's my problem. I love the live stream idea more so than anything else.
But
it's just how do you keep a live stream focused? So I liked your idea of bullet points and doing some sort of agenda. I really did.
Yeah, that actually would make sense.
So like if we were to have like let's say we claim Monday nights for God Chat and Wednesday nights for Hero Shack Chronicles, right?
Mm-hmm.
So let's say we did Tuesday night, amateur writers group, and we just get together and like maybe on the first stream, we're going to talk about how to come up with a 3-part plot, a 3-act plot for your book. Some of the little things, like, it'll sound like nothing, but the one thing Cluster Fudge certainly has benefited from more than anything else that you'll notice at an eye shot is I'm learning how to craft the story better from beginning to end. Now, Cluster Fudge ends in a way that I can continue this into a second edition, no problem. But it could also end this way, and that would be a self-contained story. And I think that's important. So if somebody buys Cluster Fudge 5 down the road, they don't necessarily have to have read 1 through 4 to enjoy it. That's my goal, at least.
You're following the manga, the manga model.
Is that what that is?
Yeah. Self-contained stories.
Well, it's funny you say that because manga seems to be, now correct me if I'm wrong, smaller pages but bigger panels.
Yeah.
Like their books seem to be printed smaller, but they seem to have bigger panels when they do their run through the book. Like their book can be like a 400-page book, but they got like 2 panels a page. Is that accurate?
That's not accurate from my experience.
Well, tell me, because my experience is very limited.
Hold on. Do I have some upstairs?
What, are you gonna go grab manga and hold on? We're gonna go.
All of my manga's at my parents'
We're
house.
gonna go grab examples.
Thankfully.
This is why I really do approve of you marrying Kay. She is a wonderful geeky wife. That is wonderful.
Oh my God. Yeah, she's beautiful.
Yeah, but she's into geeky stuff too. That's awesome.
Of course it is. That's why she fits so good with Jace.
Well, with the whole family, thank you.
I'm not geeky.
Oh, but you are. The first. You know how everybody knows you're geeky?
How?
You deny it. That's the first.
Yeah, I hate to say that, but that story sounded a bit geeky that you told us before.
I'm not geeky.
It's kind of.
Although I will give her this. She's not geeky like we are. She is into things like Igor from Frozen, the snowman monster.
It's not Igor, it's Olaf.
Olaf.
Oh, there's a
Gunsmith Calf.
This is one version of a manga.
Yeah, that looks a lot bigger than what is it? I got the
Larissa has manga too. She
All
loves
right.
manga.
We are here.
Hi,
Kayla.
And here's the other.
Okay.
Okay,
All right, so you can't get much more Japanime than Final Fantasy manga.
True.
Awesome.
My zone. I mean, so like some of it, right? Like here's an opening shot.
Yes, it's printed backwards.
There's an opening shot, but it's not,
You mean they're printed backwards?
Well, they read it right to left instead of left to right.
Right to left. That's the thing.
I mean, so here's like some more typical page stuff. Like there's plenty of. Oh God, this is hard to do.
Yeah, there's a good 6 to 7 panels on those.
Yeah, so like it's not any different than here's a newer Captain America.
But the artwork seems to be a little less detailed.
And the
some of their artwork is super detailed.
Is it?
I mean,
You get pages like this.
it's hard to.
But then you have.
Look at.
Oh God, this is.
You guys are killing me.
Go ask Larissa for my old dot hack mangas. I gave them to her. They're down there. Here, what about some Zelda?
Mm-hmm.
That's
Oh
manga.
man, you're making my Switch itchy.
Your Switch itchy?
Chase, guess what I'm playing? Mario Odyssey.
This is the
Oh
secret.
shit! Wow.
Yeah.
That's got the moving with the stick and turning the camera and buttons.
Yeah,
Okay.
and like
That's
some
good. I like that.
Some of the newer
So
Captain
here-
America has like a few panels.
Wait a minute. Terry's trying to show one. Put Terry up again, Chris.
You don't have to put
I
me up.
missed it.
No, this is the secret to most traditional mangas.
What's that?
This
What
is a
is that?
screen tone.
Oh.
Yes.
It's
Yep.
a series of dots which forms a different tone of gray.
Yeah, we used to call that Zipatone back in the 80s.
Zipper tone. This
Does
is
Stop
darker.
Pilgrim count as manga?
No.
I've got that collection.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Most
cool.
mangaka use this to do different gray tones, which makes it a lot easier, especially
I
if
am
you're
learning so much about that, about manga.
especially if you're doing it traditionally and not using a digital program.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have Zipatone brushes, and it's not the
Mm-hmm.
same. It's
No,
all right, but it's not the same.
no.
I have a pen, and it's not the same. Sorry.
Nah,
All right. Boy, the
I'm
writer
sorry.
thinks she's funny, huh?
I'm gonna go with the truth, Diana. I'm gonna tell you something that's
Hey,
gonna
she's having a good
really,
time. That's all that matters.
Yeah,
I'm
it
gonna
is.
tell
It's
you something that's
wonderful to
gonna
hear.
really blow your mind.
So
Here's a
it's
set of
funny.
pens with different size nibs,
Oh my goodness.
Yep.
Okay,
from a
show
brush
off.
to a very thick one size one. Then we go from chisels,
Mm-hmm.
bullets, and so forth.
Hey, Terry, you want to hear something funny?
What?
She doesn't remember it, but we recently bought, oh, what was that, honey, in 2019,
What?
a whole bunch of artwork stuff like that. All the
Oh,
expensive
I do remember that.
marker sizes, and I had
And guess
different
where it
tones
ended
for them.
up? Guess where it ended up, Terry? I could have
What?
killed him. I bought him a really expensive. I bought him a really expensive little pouch to put all these very expensive pencil brushes and all that. He put it on the top of our car at one of the Comic Cons and drove away with like
Went to
Oh,
$1,200 worth of stuff.
Yeah,
Oh my
yeah.
goodness.
He goes to me, he goes, "That's a
God.
sign, you know." I said, "It's a sign of what?" "I have to be digital." I'm like, "Get out of here. That's a sign of you
No.
being
First
irresponsible."
of all, I find digital to be too much of a crutch because of certain things that you can do.
Mm.
Oh, if you cheat, it's all there.
Yeah.
Niall's the first sign. Love it.
If you're someone like me who prefers the traditional route, I love it because I can keep all my mistakes and just study them.
Now, for me, I honestly, I couldn't go back to paper unless I was forced to. Like, if China took over and cut off all our electricity or something stupid, I could go back to paper and pencil. But otherwise, make mine digital. Like I'm just there, and I was feeling guilt about it when I first started. But the more
Mm.
I learn about modern artists and how much they actually cheat, I don't feel guilty anymore because I'm not cheating. I'm actually drawing
No,
my
you're
stuff
not.
for the most part.
That's
You
the
know
that's
what's
the
funny,
I,
key.
I
Dad?
Is you're not cheating.
well, if you look at my stuff, occasionally you will see a car that looks way better than what I would normally draw.
Hmm.
That I'm using some sort of serious, yes, I'm tracing most of my cars. I decided to do that after hearing several
I'm gonna
professionals
let you in
say,
on a little secret.
yeah,
Cars and cityscapes are often traced.
exactly. That's what I've been learning. And so understanding that and then finding out and I've talked about this before, but when I found out the classics, were using techniques to trace and to, oh man, it just blew my mind. Now, I don't want to be a trace artist. I have seen those. They're easy to do, and it's just not.
If you've ever used a Lucida projector, same thing. Only
Yeah, I
difference
never
is
have, but they have a new Lucy out now, this device
yeah,
they keep advertising on Facebook.
yeah.
This stupid Da Vinci eye.
Yeah,
I
and
think this
boy,
is
that bothers me so much. It
yeah.
just I'm like, okay, you know
They
what?
do.
That
You
that's
use
taking
that
it too far.
because you use that because you have to use. Back then, they had to use a live model, and no one's going to sit there for 4 or 5 hours while you get your basic sketch down.
Maybe, but when I was okay, so when I went to graphic art school,
Mm,
we had to take a 5x7 and enlarge it to a 22 by whatever 1117 times 2 was, right? And we
mm,
had to do it all by eye using the graph technique and everything. And
right.
it was a nasty, horrible exercise. But
It
doing
is.
it once, I will never ever forget the things that I learned.
Mm.
Um, and I don't know what the point of this was. What was?
I don't know,
The
but guess
point of
what?
it was
Yeah, you're gonna
actually
leave
the
us, aren't
point
you?
of it was about you learning, actually learning perspective.
Yeah.
If you look
Well,
at the
and
grid.
I guess that's what it was, the learning part. But if I had used a Lucy, I would have just traced that out and had a form, like you said, in no time.
Hmm.
So to me, it's just like Norman Rockwell and his shooting his paintings as photographs before he paints them, and then doing the Lucy thing. And I'm like, oh, that just makes me ill to my stomach. Like, like how many other artists have I seen? Like Alex Ross, I think is the DC super artist.
Hey,
Well,
Chris.
Alex Ross is a painter, but he's done Superman and all the
I think
DC,
Diana has to
DC
get
Marvel and
going.
DC
Yeah, I'm
comics.
trying to avoid
Well,
her because she's
So
trying to get
Murphy
off the
no,
line.
it's second nature
I'm
to him.
not
See,
trying to say that. I'm trying to say
Martha, she's
Gotham
trying to
put
get off the
something up.
shore.
Oh yeah, Gotham
Gotham was
Knights
trying
been
to put.
posting.
Did you see what Gotham put? Oh, did you see
Honey, it's
Gotham
on the
was?
screen. Yeah, look.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Do you want to read it out loud or should I?
No, everybody can read.
I didn't
I
use
think.
that many tools, or the ones that I do, smooth lines and such. I pretty much do my.
Well,
As if
I
I'm
just
doing it
he
on
was
paper.
commenting. He was trying to
I
join the
have imperfect lines. I'm
conversation.
fine with it to a
I don't
point. I'm
have
with
the.
you know what?
Listen.
Honestly, Gotham, I'm with you too. If you look at like the stuff that I'm putting out, there's a lot of rough line in that. I have cleaned that up a lot, but I still like a little rough line.
Right.
It reminds me a little bit of Frank Miller's style.
Guys, I found my picture.
You lost your. Oh yeah, no. Who found your picture?
He did.
Chris found my picture. When the last night I was trying to show you a picture. So Jason K, I have been encouraged by basically Terry and Chris to start drawing on the iPad. 'cause
Yeah.
everybody can draw except me. You should see
That's
this
not
thing.
true.
Horrible. I have this
It's
little
not horrible.
guy. I was trying to, because I'm like, I'm gonna write this book. I'm gonna draw the pictures. I'm gonna do that, right? And go to school and take care of your dad and the house and everything else. So I have one character sketched out and drawn. One,
Okay.
and then I lost him. I was trying to show Terry and Chris last week, and I couldn't find him. And then I was so upset, and your dad found him. So I do have one picture. And no, I'm not showing it. It's embarrassing. I got to work on
It's
some more.
not.
So here's the thing: you want to hire an artist to draw like a kid.
Mhm.
Right now, you draw like a kid. You could do the whole book, and it would look beautiful.
Thank you, honey.
Well, I was going to say on the note of digital versus traditional, I've been all digital for the past like 3 years, and I only bought a sketchbook because our professor was like, yeah, I'm going to do a lot of stuff physically, like if you want to try charcoal and stuff with me. And now that I'm drawing on paper again, I'm like, oh yeah, I love paper and pencil.
So I have to make a physical confession. And I did this a couple of weeks ago too, but I bought this film that goes on my iPad that's supposed to make it feel like paper.
Oh, right.
And it turned my hand numb. The texture just did not feel right. I felt like I was basically drawing on a vibrator. I could feel every bump and every little crevice.
Yeah, one of my classmates mentioned that to me, but she said it destroys your nubs really quickly. So she was like, if you get those, you have to get a bunch of extra Apple Pencil nubs.
Yeah, the thing is, I found that I've grown to really prefer the super smooth glass surface, which surprises me because at first that feels very loose and slippery and not very cohesive to drawing. But now it's almost like a paintbrush. You know how you have to control a real paintbrush, you have to control how much pressure you're putting on it, and there's more of your hand is more above the canvas than it is resting on it.
Exactly.
I'm finding with the iPad, I'm now over the glass more than I'm on it, and it's all touch. It's like it's all about how much pressure I'm using, and the glass is an intricate part of that for me now. Whereas when I try to draw on something rough, I can feel that surface in my fingers, and it makes them numb. That probably says more about my health than it does about anything else.
Yeah, I like the texture and the resistance.
I did it one time. I remember loving it with grayscaling with a pencil. Like, no more.
I'm trying to be flexible and use everything. Because
you should be, okay? You're still under 30 and you have a whole career ahead of you.
Well, I figure if I ever start actually teaching art in a school, I'm not going to have a classroom of 30 iPads to pass out and say, all right, guys, let's do our digital sketches.
That's a really good point.
That is.
Actually. At $350 each, you could get a grant.
No. Jace, keep doing what you're doing.
No, I understand totally, but remember, so the point I was going to say is I'm over 50, and let's be real. Nobody knows. We had a guy, 62 years old, just pass away in the school district last week. who was in great health. We've all seen it. Anybody, once you get over 40, there's all these little things that can go wrong in health. I may end up living to 105 and being somebody's major headache all those years, or I could go, God forbid, tomorrow. You never know. But once you get those first 50 years squeaked out, you're running on borrowed time. So for me, I look at the iPad and I'm like, you know what? It's a tool that I can use happily, and it keeps me going, and I don't have to worry so much about ergonomics. I've gotten over that. I basically draw slanted all the time. When I don't, my left shoulder kills when I don't, which is ironic because I write with my right hand. But yeah, so it basically what I'm saying is it's always going to be digital for me unless I'm forced into anything else.
The other nice thing for me about a sketchbook is sometimes I draw until my iPad or my pencil dies. It feels really weird to have to stop drawing because your pencil died, but my other pencil just needs a sharpener.
So can I tell you that that's one way I force myself to break? And I get so mad when it happens. Like Diana will see me, I'll go, son of a bitch. She's like, what? And I'm like, the pencil died again.
I'm like, maybe it wasn't designed to use 24 hours.
I was just listening to an artist that was saying the problem with digital is you don't have to take a break. Like if you do an oil painting, you have to let the paint dry. So you have to step away. You have to take a break.
Yep.
You can come back refreshed. But with our digital art, we sit there and you can draw and draw and draw and draw. And until something really forces you out.
Usually that's when either the tablet you're drawing on dies or one of the accessories die.
Right.
Yeah.
But that's why I have a wife that spoils me. And when when my crap dies, I'm going to go to her and cry and say, honey, I can't draw ever again.
And I'm going to say, oh, wait, I have all these wonderful pencils that I bought. They were on special.
And then I'm going to say,
and here is a pad.
Can I borrow your iPad till I can get a new one?
No, you're not having my iPad and
all
pencils.
Those pencils fell off the car.
Mm-hmm.
You mean the ones made of wood? That's not very green.
I was so upset with him, Lorenzo. I'm like, where is your bag of really good pencils that you picked out? Like some of them were like $15-$20.
Yeah, I didn't get the cheap stuff because we were going to do commissions.
He was good at commissions.
Number one, I really wasn't ready for commission.
Nope.
And number two, I really didn't like paper and just didn't know it. I wasn't aware of how I leaned as far as traditional versus digital.
Yeah, that was kind of like a subconscious, passive-aggressive
thing.
But
you know what? I got to tell you.
Without even realizing it,
Yeah,
of course it was. He's passive-aggressive all the way. But I will tell you, I'm so toasted. Yeah, he totally is. But when I first met him, that's all he did was draw on paper. And he is a good artist on paper. Like the stuff you see digitally is really, really good. But if he had the patience and took the time, he could do it on paper. He just is being like impulsive.
Okay, so honey, you have to understand something about me though. If I did it on paper, I would be a penciler, and that would be all it would be.
It doesn't matter. I've seen your pencil work, and it's amazing.
No, but what I'm trying to say is the craft I'm trying to master is storytelling.
I understand that.
That's only one part of it. Like I have to also improve my writing, my lettering.
I know that. But what I'm telling...
Has anybody noticed I'm using some really cool special effects in the coloring, or is it just me?
It's just you.
No, I really love some of the effects in the coloring.
But I'm looking at the time.
I knew you would be.
Come on, you guys. Give me some credit. Look it's 9:35. 9:36, and I am still here chatting with everybody.
What you're saying is we got to close down the company till next Wednesday?
No, we don't. You guys can all stay here and have fun. Listen.
If ever you really need someone to do lettering for you, I can do that.
Oh, that's very nice. I like that.
Yeah, right now I'm doing everything digital, and seriously,
that is all. Yeah,
I'm looking for another program now. What I'm using,
the kanji at the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
Very nice. I do all of my lettering digital right now.
Do you really, Kay? Because I know you do some beautiful work as well.
You used to do it all in a notebook.
I have many markers, and sometimes I go back to markers because I like the way it feels. I feel like I can get the pressure better. But
that's how I am. I think I would rather draw my pictures on paper than on the iPad.
Yeah, that's how I am not.
No, you could always do it the way that you taught me when I was a kid, where it was go draw on printer paper, we'll scan it, then you can line it and color it in Photoshop.
Well, actually, that's what a lot of traditionalists end up doing now, anyways. Because if you're publishing, you end up having to go digital, so somebody ends up having to scan it. And really, then it depends on how you're doing it. Maybe you have a traditional colorist, but it's taken out of your hands, and then they end up doing it the way they do it. But these days, it goes so digital once it leaves your drawing table that it's almost like it's a shame. It's almost like music. Where like fancy keyboards made up for really good rhythm playing, and it all becomes more or less a program instead of an art.
A creative endeavor, yeah.
Honey, so if you want to go ahead. We're going to talk about adult stuff.
You can do that. I'm okay with that. So listen, guys, I got to go because I've got to finish my paper for school tomorrow. See you tomorrow.
It's going to be a snow day tomorrow. That means no school.
What? No.
Yeah, you're gonna
it's
have
not going to be a snow, but no, it's
there's
not.
going to be like 8 inches.
It's not
isn't
coming in until like 6 or 7 if we get anything, and it's 1 to 3 for our area, unless it changes again. But it's not
Do you
that
believe
bad.
that for
and I got to go because I also have a full-time gig.
Hey,
that I gotta
Jace,
go do all day.
You got to do your thing, right,
Jace,
guys?
for you and Kay, we weren't trying to make the show political. I apologize.
No, I yelled at everybody.
But, well, you were gone.
No, I was like, I don't have anything to say, so I had myself muted until it was onto something. I had something to say, and Kay was over here being frustrated, and I was like,
I don't blame you, Kay. I was
love
too.
you, Kay. We didn't mean to
Listen.
I yell at people who can't hear me.
We are going to do it. We are thinking about doing a Tuesday night political show if you guys ever want to.
Bye, Gotham Knight. Thank you for coming. Hey,
we
guys.
watch TV all the time, and Kay yells at the TV, and I'm like, they can't hear you. This is pre-recorded. Like,
I love it.
That's frustrating.
That's so funny.
It's frustrating to watch.
I'm going to boot you now.
You're going to boot me now?
I'm going to boot you. Thanks for coming.
So, guys, Monday night God Chat. I think it's at 8 o'clock, right, Chris? 8 o'clock?
Well, that's up to you, but we might as well.
Yeah, 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock, Monday night God Chat.
Yeah, it won't be boring, but it won't be. It won't be your daddy's Bible study, but it won't be
Definitely
boring.
not.
You guys know I stream every Monday.
No, you don't.
At the end of the year, when Sean and I say, "Hey, we should do an end of the year show," even though we didn't do a show the rest of the year.
That's
so,
good.
Jace, when you do stream, you should promote it through us. We'll help promote you.
I think I'm just going to stream on my own because I always end up in the trap where I'm like, well, my co-host isn't around right now or hasn't answered his phone, so I'm just not going to stream now.
That's all right. So, guys, I'm leaving. You guys keep talking. Keep talking.
I was going to start
I'll see
streaming
you all
in
next week.
when I took a break. But it felt
Diana.
really silly. Yeah, I'm trying to ignore her. There she goes.
What'd you say, Dad?
I was going to start streaming emulations, but I felt kind of silly because I really suck at playing video games, especially like the fewer buttons, the worse I seem to be because there's fewer things to mash, so I don't have the high success rate of getting lucky. Like Nintendo games, I've noticed 2 buttons aren't very good for me. There's no shoulder. There's no X and Y above the A and B for me to just.
Well, Nintendo games are also very like, hey, you only got 2 things to do, so you need to do them really well.
Yeah, that's true.
And there's all the bullshit like, well, that guy hit you, so now you're also going to get knocked back into a needle that kills you in 1 hit, and now you're back at the beginning of the stage 6 minutes ago.
Well, I will confess, I'm seriously considering buying some sort of arcade controller setup for emulation, and it'll probably have one of the Android builds in it or the Raspberry Pis. But it's because the controls that I have available to me on Mac, I can use a PS4 controller, but they don't feel right. And sometimes, I want to have a device committed so I can buy a N64 controller adapted for USB and just go. Have the right controller, feel it proper.
When you said an arcade setup, I thought you meant like a fight stick. I was going to say, I have a fight stick you can try out.
I do mean a fight stick. They sell them where there's anywhere from 2 to 4 players, I think I'd get the 2-player one, and then you can mate it like I have the way my TV's set up. It's mounted on the wall. I could set up the stick underneath it and just turn the TV a little bit, and it's an arcade cabinet practically.
Yeah.
And it's just I enjoy playing the classics. I don't care if it's stupid, but like I'm having more fun going back and playing Super NES Mario games than I do playing Switch or PS4 or any of those. I still play those, but I love going back and playing the old classics.
Yeah, I always keep classics loaded up somewhere.
Well, I envy you because you have almost what? I'd say you have every machine you've ever owned at least a copy of.
I mean, so I don't have any Xbox stuff anymore. I gave away my Xbox One. I gave it to the father-in-law because it was literally sitting on the floor for 3 months, and I was like, huh.
Yeah, we have one around here somewhere too.
Yeah, I was like, I hate that thing, and I don't play it. I should give it to someone who would appreciate it. But other than that, I've got the SNES. I've got an N64 that needs some serious repair. I've got the Wii U, but that's also a Wii. The Switch is around. I mean, really, for me, it's the PS3, PS4, and now PS5 that...
Yeah, if you're playing modern games, PS5 is all you really need. But like, the Switch is good for portable. And if you want classics, emulation, I don't understand how it's even happening, but it's everywhere, like...
Yeah, I mean, all my emulation is on a PSP Go now. I've got Genesis and SNES and GBA loaded on there, and...
Yeah, that's like insane, because the PSP Go should be dead, right? It's been discontinued and forgotten.
Yeah, it's super dead, but that's why the hacking scene was so easy to get into. It's like, we've all optimized this and figured it out, and Sony won't update this device anymore, so set it up once and you're good.
Awesome.
I don't do my Vita because they still update it on occasion, and it messes everything up.
Well, I know I watch a lot of geeky shows now when I draw. So I watch like the classic consoles, the top 50 games for ColecoVision, things like that, which would sound totally insane to you, but like I've been reliving all my childhood years.
I feel like you would like LGR. They do a lot of like old tech.
Just a guy.
He does like a lot of old tech, a lot of old computers.
I think you would like LGR and GameSack too.
GameSack I actually watch.
Oh, there you go.
Well,
Yeah.
you'd like LGR then.
Yeah, I'm sure I would if I don't already, if I haven't already watched them.
You would have loved. There was a channel called Classic Game Room, and their archives are still up, but the guy doesn't post anything new now. But he's got just a phenomenal presence in his videos, and he did all retro game stuff. He was really fun.
Yeah, there's just so much on YouTube now that I can watch that doesn't have to make my my nerves go up. It's not politics, it's not drama. It's just like tonight. You know what I watched tonight before the show? I watched a device that recorded sound on paper.
That's cool.
And
all I watch,
education.
All I watch is art videos, either art tutorials or just live drawing stuff, people talking. We watch a lot of gaming content, and we watch a lot of comedy from people that make gaming content.
Yep.
Oh, you might like 8-Bit Guy as well, Chris.
I think I do. I like 8-Bit Guy.
Yeah. I think he might have a music channel. I can't remember.
Oh, you know what else I like to watch when I draw? So on Thursdays at 8 o'clock, there's a show called The Sleestackians.
Oh, yeah.
Hey,
Thursday at 8 Eastern.
Yeah, I'm doing a plug there, bro.
Thanks. Yeah, I'm wondering if I was going to ask you if, and I forgot, do you want to come on tomorrow and promote your book?
Yeah, I can. Here's the thing I have to learn how to promote, especially if I'm setting a goal of 100 backers. I have always had a very hard time promoting my own stuff. And
we can open with the video.
What's that?
We can open with the video. Sorry to interrupt. We can just
it's fine.
Video.
I mean, I'm getting better at it, but it's weird because there are times when I feel so confident when I forget. You know what it is? It's like Luke trying to lift the X-wing out of the swamp. when no one's looking, it's a lot easier to do than when,
Well, it
than when
sounds like
everybody's.
it's kind of hard to sum up because it sounds like there's more than one.
There's
you
three
know.
main storylines
Yeah.
going on.
Yeah, so that makes it pretty tough then.
But really, there's only two of them are only main storylines in this book. The third one involves Violet, which is a character that basically comes in the third act, but she'll be very important in subsequent issues because she is the child version of Violet Vamp. And what I'm doing is I'm adding a really dark side to the Hero Shack group so that if I go back to them, I can have a much more mature comic.
Yeah.
And if I don't, I can just evolve myself away from it,
Yeah, it seemed like you were going kind of in that direction with the last of the Rapers, but it seemed like it was kind of borderline, like maybe something maybe teenagers could read. This seems like it might be you want to be a little bit
I'm
older.
starting to think I'm more of a
an adult.
I think I'm what happened if Stephen King and Stan Lee had sex. I love superheroes.
I don't know what would it. I don't know if it would lead to any kids.
Well, I love superheroes, but I don't like. I love to have horror stories backing the superhero story. Like,
yeah,
to me, Green Goblin isn't nearly as fun unless you think of him as a psycho, and the same thing with Joker. There's certain characters that.
No, I'm wondering if they did ever have sex.
Well, they probably couldn't have babies, but this is the 21st century, so they could have gotten creative.
I think those guys were straight though.
Okay, so maybe they just mixed their chromosomes in a tube for me or something.
Just messing with you. I don't think they really, and I don't. And for the record, I don't think those guys really. I think those guys
we're gonna be in big trouble here.
Heterosexual.
So Testifies in.
Hey y'all.
Hey.
Oh, hi.
Hey.
I'm waiting to get yelled at.
Well, what?
Why?
I don't know. That's the Testify way. You're supposed to come in and tell us.
You already have
Lorenzo. To say, why am I here?
You have Lorenzo
you,
on.
Man.
You should have stopped to begin with.
Hey, we had like 6 viewers earlier. It was incredible.
Like 6 viewers?
Yeah, I was one of them on my cell phone. I know.
At least you're honest. That's the only thing I'll give you right now. Thank you. That was good.
Yeah. So how's it going?
I just thought I'd come by and say hi.
You guys had a great show last night. 4 streams and crossed over or something.
Yeah.
You liked our crossover over crossover?
Yeah, I was watching that, trying to get in.
Yeah, I saw that when it was like 4 streams, and then it's like, then you guys kind of stopped.
I feel like I feel like the biggest jerk because I actually listened back to a little bit of it. It was so loud in my earphones, in my headphones. I couldn't hear myself, and I heard on the stream. I'm like, I'm screaming. It sounds like.
Oh, so that wasn't intentional.
I did not mean to come off like that. It was so loud.
Yeah, you were so excited. You were like, I did it. I did it.
Yeah, I literally that was a genuine reaction. I couldn't hear myself. I feel bad now for any of you guys that had your speakers on.
No, it was kind of like a
I feel bad if somebody has headphones.
It just I couldn't hear it. It was so loud.
Mm-hmm.
Ridiculous.
You weren't really paying attention. That's the thing.
Well, it sounded like
it was entertaining, though. It was real. You know what I mean?
That's what I said. He was enjoying himself so much. He really wasn't paying attention to it.
I was trying to though.
Yeah, did you say it was your audio equipment or something?
It's the headset I have because they're noise canceling, and I did get a streaming mic now. I couldn't hear myself. And literally, when you have 3 StreamYards links open, it gets so loud, and there's a 1.5 second delay, and you're trying to decipher what's being said between the 3 different places. You just start yelling for some reason. I don't know why.
Hey, Gotham Knight saying don't cross the stream.
Yeah. We definitely crossed the streams last night.
Well, last night I went into DA Talks and I went into George's stream when it was all happening too, because they were streaming the streams of the streams. And the echo was just it was freaking epic. It was like being in a baseball park,
It's
so
nauseating.
every time you would scream, there was like 4 generations of it decaying in the background.
Exactly.
I loved it.
It was
All right, guys, this has been fun. I'm grabbing my dog and going to bed.
Hey Jay,
Nice
it's
play.
cool. Stay in touch, and maybe I can come over soon.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right.
we're here. There's not much else to do.
Yeah, it's
Working.
Massachusetts, man.
Working
hang out. You could hang out with Lorenzo if you want.
I mean, I'm at the point where I kind of like the pandemic anyway. I don't like talking to people out in public, and I don't like going places. So
I don't like Lorenzo either. I agree.
A lot of people are thinking that way.
But you know what he does like? He likes goats.
And
Well, that's all I'm going to say about it.
Lorenzo, Admiral Doom is dead.
All right,
All right.
Dad, you
All right,
We used to
later,
like
Blade.
goats.
So Blade is my son, just in case. No, yeah, I guess everybody knows that. I don't have to announce it every time, do I?
So
Not
that's
really.
right. You at least wine and dine the code first.
Lorenzo, I'm sorry. Admiral Doom is dead.
So we're not talking Tom Brady?
That's sad for his family and friends, but I had no idea who the guy was. So
Well, you know what he
I
called
only know
me.
about it because you keep telling me, and now I want to check out the streams because you mention him all the time.
You're
It's kinda
catching
like
on.
The Phantom Menace keep talking about the Last Jedi. That's the only reason I watched it. Was people
Yeah.
kept talking about it. I saw that on Netflix
It's horrible.
for free. So yeah,
The Last Jedi is on Netflix?
it was for a while. I don't know.
Yeah, it was on there exclusively until Disney Plus went up. I'm not joking. It literally was. It was Solo
Yeah.
was on there. They had Infinity War even on there exclusively until the contract came out.
Yep. I
Yeah,
remember
Rogue One
too.
was on there, but I didn't check it out because nobody was complaining about it. So
Because it's a good movie.
yeah, it's a good movie, so they don't talk about it.
Yeah.
The Phantom Menace, or you call them the Phantom Rejects.
Well,
Phantom. No, there's a
Rogue
difference.
One was the only good movie out of the entire set.
You're
Which one?
right.
Rogue One.
Yeah.
Rogue One.
Did you
Rogue
see
One.
the difference between the Phantom Menace and the Phantom Rejects?
There is a big difference. Yes.
Yeah.
Who are the Phantom Rejects then?
Anybody that's not Ethan Van Sciver, Anna, Nerdrotic, Admiral Doom. I put Heel versus Babyface in there. I'll even throw Jeremy in there.
Wait a minute,
from
Admiral
Geeks and
Doom,
Gamers.
is that the Doomcock guy that Nerdrotic used to be pushing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I know a little bit about him, but I haven't seen him in like
Doomcock's different from Admiral Doom.
You haven't seen Doomcock? Doomcock's great.
Yeah, I haven't seen him in a long time.
I literally only support 2 Patreon accounts, Patreon, whatever you want to call them. One's Nerdrotic, one's Doomcock, and I've done it since they started them.
I
You
support
make me
George
laugh.
Alex Apollo. I support G Prime 95. Yeah, there we go.
Okay.
That's my only Patreon, but I love his cartoons. So I'm like, hell yeah. He's like almost into political cartoons now with all his Biden stuff.
I don't care.
Oh,
You don't care. Have you seen it?
No, I don't
George
look at
Alex-
Biden stuff.
Alex Honnold.
Oh no, I mean George's stuff. George kicks major ass.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
It's Artist Appreciation Night.
No, it's not.
Well, it is. Here, look at all this traffic. We currently have
Chris,
3
Chris,
viewers.
you have Lorenzo on your stream. There's no traffic happening.
Hey, you know what? Lorenzo is an intricate part of this show. It would not be the same.
I know it would get better. Never mind. I'm sorry. I didn't mean that. Lorenzo, I'm sorry. I didn't.
We're a tight network. And on Thursday nights, you know where we go? We go to Lorenzo's channel and we have a party over there.
Why?
Because Mighty Geek doesn't have parties.
We get a lot of views till YouTube yanked it.
You know what it is, though? I think it's
BBC copyright strike.
But I think it's because we can get along. We have these nice little video chats where we could be doing private Google Meets or whatever, or little Zoom rooms.
Discord.
And we care less because, it's more, for me, it's an outlet. It's like nice to see you guys and just cool to hang. And I was worried when you came in testing because I thought, I remember the last time you were here, it got like crazy, but now I kind of know you. I'm like, well, yeah, you are crazy. It's cool.
I'm not here to hurt you.
We
No, I
know.
believe that. But there was a time like
We have
I was
11
paranoid.
people in our Discord right now talking.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
We have 11 people in our Discord talking to each other. You don't
That's
need to do them on live streams.
Oh, Discords? Yeah, no, I haven't really incorporated there. Lorenzo's got something going on there. I have.
There's nothing going on with Lorenzo. Trust me. Look at him.
Well, he's a Sleestackian, man.
Yeah, look at him.
Well, he's got a tie on.
He's not talking though.
Yeah,
I'm just sitting there in my man cave.
Oh, okay.
No, you can't have a man cave, can you?
If you're an intrusion, you gotta live in a cave. You know, it's the intrusion way.
I guess you could if a man can have a bat cave. Yeah, that would make sense.
Yeah, that's just what guys call their dens. I thought. At least.
Well, they call mine an office. I guess my den is my office.
Man caves. Well, there you go. That's your man cave.
It really kind of is too. It's bizarre. I mean, I've totally taken it over. This used to be the death room. We've had two of our elderly people die in here.
I agree. Lorenzo's here. It's definitely.
Doomcock looks like a
So,
guy.
so did the goat have a little wheelchair as well?
Yes.
That's
And
kinda cute.
What? You got a problem with it?
As long as we have fun, we're all right.
As long as we have manga, we're all right.
As long as we have fun, we're all right.
Yeah.
That's all you're supposed to do is have fun. This isn't a job.
Well, that's kind of true though. We don't really have jobs. It's like for us.
I actually do, contrary to popular belief.
Well, no, I don't mean so I have a job too, but what I mean is the comic books and even the geeking out and stuff. It's not a job. It does start off as a hobby, and when we're creators, we hope to achieve a spot where we could make money at it. But
are you giving a manifesto?
Always, bro. Gold plated.
Good God! Quit being
boring. No, there's no manifestos, man. Who gives a shit?
I had a guy write me a manifesto the other day, Chris. You don't understand. I don't even know this guy. Again? He wants to kill me. I don't know why.
You're talking about Liam, right?
No.
Someone else wants to kill you?
There's several, but the newest
George
one.
Lasmat. Do you guys want to kill Testify?
Yo, don't bring them in here, please. They're horrible.
Oh, that'd be fun.
Oh, wow. Wait a minute. I didn't know.
If anybody wanted to kill Testify, he would be dead already.
Oh, hey, George.
I was trying to grow, moss waiting in the back.
You are moss.
Moss? Like Randy?
Yes.
No, wait. You were growing moss. I'm looking for Randy Moss. I would let Randy Moss in.
Yeah, that's the thing. He wasn't trying to dox you or anything.
I don't care. I've been doxxed. It doesn't matter.
He's been doxxed 100 times, so at this point, it's kind of expected.
Yeah, but doxing is crazy.
It's stupid.
Well, that's a great way to market comic books. I don't know why people got how people got that idea.
Lorenzo, I just doxed you on Twitter, by the way. It's there. Everybody could read about you right now.
Oh, that's wonderful. So you're on Kiwi Farms, though, aren't you? Isn't that a doxing place? Or aren't you on Kiwi Farms?
Does doxing happen there? Yes. I'm on it.
What is the purpose of Kiwi Farms?
It's a news source if you know how to use it correctly.
Okay.
It's basically like isn't it just a private bulletin board?
It's a bulletin board. That's all it is.
Yeah.
Not private.
It's not a bulletin board, a forum. That's all it is. It's
I guess
like
it's private. I just mean it's not. Yeah, I don't know. It's not. Yeah, it's public, but
I just saw a bunch of archives of stuff, and
there's a lot of stuff on there that I don't agree with.
Okay.
But if you know how to decipher stuff, you can get a lot of good, news out of it.
But is it just like keeping receipts on people and stuff, or is there more to it?
There's that, but you got to take 50-50. There's a lot of truth in there if you know how to decipher it.
Yeah, because I've heard of times where they've put stuff on there. It's like, I don't think that's true.
Like I said, you got to know how to decipher it.
Yeah. That makes sense.
You can tell when something's complete BS and when it's not.
Like the time they said Cyberfrog was a good comic.
It is a good comic. What are you talking about? I have a cute little hat on. Do you see my hat?
I am not happy with Cyberfrog.
Why?
No.
Well, that's the thing is,
Well,
I tell
it's
people if
totally
they like.
biased and personal. EBS has had me blocked now for like a year, and I have no idea why. So I'm just going to be negative on him.
Oh,
he's had me blocked for over a year, and he talked to me last night. It's amazing.
That's scary.
Well, the thing is, though, that it's like I think if people like him or like his, if they like his work, they should back it. In my case, he was really late with the book and kept opening one campaign after the other, which seemed kind of like the opposite.
Get to the point, Lorenzo.
On the other hand,
Faster, Lorenzo. You keep talking.
Well, I'm saying on the other hand, if you're okay with that, then it's supposed to be like a consumer movement. So
it is a consumer movement.
So just buy what you feel.
Buy what you like,
right?
Buy what you like. That's all you got to do.
That's all it was supposed to be to begin with.
I just want to know what the hell's with this Twitter link that I just posted in the back room.
Oh, that's the StreamYards link. I put it on Twitter. Everybody's got it now.
Cool.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Can this be brought up in the stream?
No, absolutely not.
Yeah, I just don't know what this Twitter link means.
What?
You mean? Wait a minute. Are you talking about promoting the book?
Will you learn how to use your private chat correctly? Good Lord.
Yeah, but if you guys want to promote your book, you should.
I don't have a book.
You should have a book.
Why?
You should.
Because
I'm not a
socks don't make
creator.
enough money.
I didn't make the socks. I had nothing to do with it.
I think Testify has a lot to do with this link that I posted in the.
So you're not on the campaign at all?
I have nothing to do with these
campaigns.
campaigns.
So that's just Stu or Soy Rage.
It is literally all Stu Soy Rage.
Wow.
I have nothing at all. I don't have any tie to it at all.
Other than like a marketing genius.
I don't know, Chris. What do you think? Should we bring up that link in the back room and see what's all about?
It doesn't bother me, bro. Share the screen.
How do you do that?
You want me to share the screen?
Yeah. Could you share the screen?
Yeah, George is kind of.
I am getting close to the line.
He's used to StreamYards, I think.
I'm about to.
Okay, that wouldn't be the
that last night quadruple.
Oh gosh, you're gonna actually do this.
Link.
You were eating some crap last night, huh?
Oh, good gosh. Yeah, my ears are still ringing, echoing actually.
So let's see if I'm looking at the right thing here. All right, share screen. Wait, it says stop screen? No, wait. Okay.
It's sharing if it comes up stop screen.
I think I've got it figured out now. I'm not sure.
Oh, hey, Mr. Yanafui. Mr. Yanafui's in the chat. I believe he makes some of the videos on the Trash Compactor show.
No, he's a Chilean terrorist.
What's this?
Okay, stay corrected.
Oh.
What? This is not what was on the stream last night.
Is this the stream thing?
This has nothing to do with the stream from last night.
Oh my gosh.
God,
120 pages and the book's 10 by 15 inches large?
That's pretty
Holy
good,
smokes.
Why are we shilling?
Can we click on that image? Let's see that image.
This one?
Yeah.
It doesn't click.
Oh, it's not a clicker? Can you
Hang
scroll
on.
down a little?
Wait a minute.
He's
there we
trying
go.
to use it. He's using incognito mode.
Hey George,
hide
look at
stuff.
that. Is that you?
It looks like me.
Are you
Yeah,
allowed
no,
to show
actually-
this, Chris? Are you allowed to show this, or is there a Scottish guy who's going to show up and start?
Oh, I don't
this
know.
in the
But
background?
if I get struck for something silly like that,
I know.
No,
people.
I don't think so.
Just
not unless Testify is feeling itchy.
well, I don't get it. So is this a good comic to talk about?
No.
Yes, it is.
No.
Yes, it is.
Greatest.
Absolutely not. Can we
It's
please
George's
stop
comic.
talking about it now?
Why?
Enraged superhero. Explain this, George. What is this?
This is
it's-
George's comic.
It's my comic. World's Greatest Average Hero was book 1, and I'll be launching book 2 within the next couple of weeks, titled "Saving Everyone Again for the First Time." And the books are going to be 10 inches by 15 inches huge, and they're going to be 120 pages.
Chris,
No,
you
I
have a
like
record
that.
5 people watching your show now.
Yeah, but
And,
that's cool.
Yeah,
I know.
it's oversized. The Marvel Treasury Edition. You know how big they are? It's like 10 inches by 13 inches.
Yeah.
I got 2 inches larger than them.
I know you didn't mean that in any bad way, but I got to laugh. I'm still a juvenile at heart. You got 2 inches on Marvel. That's
I know
bad.
you have Lorenzo on your stream willingly.
Yeah, look at it. Look at the size comparison.
So so I got to ask. That's pretty big. Are you paying out the ass for the printing there, or is it just?
No, I was talking with my printer for the last month, and I was going through.
He pays in
the
Canadian
numbers.
dollars, Chris. It's cheaper that way.
Yes, it is. And we're going through the numbers, figuring the logistics of the second campaign. And I said, how big is it to do a treasury edition? And we did the numbers, and it wasn't really. It wasn't.
George, you're losing me. Come on.
See,
that's really cool. I got to start looking at that because with this book, there's a lot of full-page pinups, and I really want to do an art book. Well, there will be an art book with it, but I would have loved to have done it 11/17.
Chris, define an art book. Define an art book.
Yeah, it's not even defined in the.
You can actually save money if you actually combine your art book and your comic book in one print.
No, I want to know the definition of an art book.
Well, in this case, it would be the full page spreads that I'm drawing because of the intricacy of the artwork.
Yeah.
If they were 11/17, you'd see a lot more of the details.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Well, it's. Are you doing digital? Or are you going to press?
It's all digital, but it's all going to be printed on demand, so it's digital press.
Beautiful.
Are
you using a digital press in your local area?
No, I'm using a national provider who's raking the coals over me.
What? Mix them?
I'm using Amazon.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, the worst.
You know what? I use a company called Studio Comics Press up here in Ontario, Kitchener.
Nobody's ever heard of them before.
Dave Sims, Cerebus guy, uses the same guy as well.
Except for George.
And you can contact him. His Studio Comics Press, his name is Alfonso. He's a great guy.
All right.
And get him to give you a quote.
He just gave me a quote.
See, I'm going to hook Diana up with that information. She's the manager, but she's learning. Like Indiegogo last night was funny because I got 2 comments. One asking me why the comic didn't have a summary, and the other one was Lorenzo asking why my video didn't have anything about it.
Okay, you went wrong here. The minute you took Lorenzo's advice, you went wrong.
To actually have some sort of summary in the video.
Yeah, well,
I agree,
it ended up
Lorenzo.
working out really great because the whole page was able to be updated last night, and so the video's updated.
Okay, show us your stupid page really quick. Show me it.
All right, let's pull this.
Show me your dumb page so I can critique it real quick.
It's wonderful, dude.
No, I'm going to critique you, and don't kick me if I give you bad. You don't want to hear.
Hey, Chris, what do you call testify in a wheelchair?
Testify.
I don't know. What do you?
A Virgin Mobile.
Okay, realize, Chris.
I'm gonna milk that joke as everywhere I can.
We literally did a live, breakdown of Smiling Bandito's campaign last night.
Was that Ninja with a shotgun?
I didn't hear you.
No, that's the quaff.
Okay.
And I've never had any problem with Smiling Bandito personally, but he did have way too many tears.
The guy had 26 frickin' tears.
Wait a minute. This is your campaign?
Yeah, this is the one we just started 3 days ago.
I like the name.
Why isn't there a good link in the description?
Because he's
there
horrible.
should be. If there's not,
it's not clickable.
I don't know. I'll have to look at that.
Yeah, you didn't put HTTP in front of it.
I took that out. Does that make it a dead link?
Yeah, it's a dead link. You're a retard. It's fine. But
live and learn.
Wait a minute. Let's go back to the top. Let's go to Cluster Fudge.
Yes.
I like the title.
Thank you. Yes, the story of a retiring superhero looking for redemption. That's the nutshell. But last night.
Quick question: Why did you put it for 60 days, not 30?
You don't.
That was my wife.
You don't have a digital option?
Yeah, there is a digital option.
No.
Where is it?
Right here, the
No.
online quickie, $5.
No.
Oh, for crying out loud! Change that quickie to
Take
digital.
that off now. Take it off now.
I can't. I don't have the access to it. It's my wife's.
You know
Get your
what?
wife
Bad to have a
up. Get your
PDF?
wife awake right now and tell her to take this shit down.
Yeah.
What's wrong with PDFs, guys?
Do you want my honest opinion?
Yeah. It just backed you.
Put the frickin'
thank you.
book in people's hands first, then offer your digital version.
Too late. I got a digital.
Oh no.
Thank you. So there's the okay. So tell me, is this cheesy? She was trying to be like
No,
adult-like.
it's
Do you
not.
have
It's-
online quickie.
No,
Let's get
I'm trying to.
physical.
I'm giving you
Yeah,
a good piece of business. Shut up, George.
All
I know
all those
you're telling us to
titles.
get rid of the online quickie, right?
No.
All those titles, they're not clever. They're not clever.
George, shut up. For once, George, just let me talk. I'm the customer, okay?
You're the customer?
I'm the customer.
Whoa.
Quit selling your digital stuff before people actually get it in their hands.
Well,
You'll
what are you gonna
get
do with
more.
Europeans,
You will.
though?
I promise you will get more buys once people actually have the physical product in their hands. Then you release it digitally.
Yeah, too late. I've already bought it. He's stuck. He's got to commit.
Oh, God.
Did you actually deliver the digital PDF already, or are you waiting till the books are printed?
No, I wait till the books are. I wait
Okay.
till the confirmation day. You know.
I'm telling you, man, give it a month after you put the book out, then send out the PDF.
Well, 60 days. Oh my God! I'm like, Diana, that's forever.
You should have done it 30.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
should've
I
done it
know.
30.
We did 2 Kickstarters, 30 days, and $500. It was easy.
But
I'm
30
like-
days, here's the thing. In 30 days, you can add another 30 to it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you,
Oh, and
and
then
you,
you go,
and
you
you
can?
game the algorithm, because the algorithm gives you a big push at the end of the 30, and they'll give you another big push at the end of the 60.
Yep.
Oh, we have so much to learn in this little company of ours. But she
And
wants.
also, if people think they've only got 30 days, they might be more likely to back it.
To
'cause-
back it faster.
Yeah.
Well, that's
Yeah.
true too. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, join the Pangeo Discord. Let Tessie tell you all about it.
I'll have to do that. I am on Discord, but I haven't done anything. on it.
Our Discord's not public, though, George.
Oh no, I keep forgetting.
Okay, I didn't copy that or nothing.
Yeah, that means somebody would have to send them a link. I'm not doing it. I don't
link.
think I'm even able to.
Lorenzo, you're in the Discord already.
I don't know if I'm able to send people links, though.
You can. You're
But
just
I would do that
responsible
without
for
other
them.
people's permission.
You're responsible for them.
Oh, look.
It's a way of strengths, weaknesses.
Mr.
You got to
Young.
learn how to use it.
So Terry and I were talking about
Who's Terry?
Terry, man.
Mighty Geek Studios.
Mighty Geek Studios.
I don't know Terry.
You should. He's a good artist.
Why?
Well, because he practiced a lot and has some talent, and
Tell me why I should like him now. Give me 10
oh,
seconds.
Yeah.
because he's a good artist.
Oh, is there structure? Is there consistency?
There is structure.
How long that line take to draw?
What about composition?
It's not how long it takes the line to be drawn. It's how crooked can it be and still look
Chris,
straight.
I already want to end the stream now because you're talking about line art.
I heard you love line art.
I hate line art.
We have
That's Lion Art who likes Lion Art.
Yeah, let's call Lion Art in here.
I said line, not lion.
Oh, okay.
I like the Thundercats.
Yeah.
Well,
Lionel.
Testify wants to see what I can do.
I am being nice, Gotham Knight.
This is what I do.
Okay. That's pretty
Dun,
good.
dun, dun, dun.
I like it. It's better than Liam Gray, I can
That
guarantee
looks
that.
fantastic.
Yeah, it's all right if you're using pens, But could you do that with crayons?
Crayons.
Crayon. Might take a little longer, but
Oh,
yeah, it
okay.
can be done.
Hey,
All right.
You're one step above Rosetta there.
Exactly.
I just have to go out and buy some crayons.
I actually think that looks a lot
Rosetta
better
is
than-
still working to become a colorist, right?
Don't. I'm trying to be a Christian right now.
Months ago, she and I had a dispute online. I guess a lot of people do. But she told me she was starting coloring, and she would have stuff out soon.
I'm sorry,
I'm more
Chris.
familiar with
Chris,
his singing.
wait a minute. Chris, Chris, Admiral Doom is dead.
I'm not sure who that is. See, I don't follow this stuff enough. Instead of following it, I thought Admiral Doom was Doomcock.
Here's what you guys do now. Now go to Twitter and at Rosetta's Twitter account and ask her, why does Testify keep saying Admiral Doom is DED?
Okay.
Yeah, that's not good.
Oh, she won't like that?
No, of course not.
Yes, no, she'll love it. She'll love it. Shut up.
I think he has me blocked. I think, and her husband told me that I was a mean
somebody died. It's not even really funny.
Lorenzo, Admiral Doom is dead.
Is her husband Admiral Doom?
No.
Okay.
It was a guy off the internet that she was slumming around with, trying to get free money from. And it was so upset. The guy had a heart attack. He died, and I got blamed for it.
Oh, well, that's
you got blamed for it?
He called me a goat rapist, Lorenzo.
Yeah, but how does that work?
Well, if you rape a goat, you got to mount it from behind and stuff.
You don't understand. The guy called me this.
It is stressful, you know.
I've been in pain.
You didn't mount it right?
No.
Well, that's the thing. Is he keep bringing it up? So I keep wondering, maybe it's true or something.
Lorenzo, it's not true. It's just we're having fun.
Are you sure it's not?
I'm
bringing it up.
I promise you,
like
I'm not mounting.
Hang out behind a pizzeria.
Lorenzo, I could 100% confirm. I am not having any relations with any animals. I promise you. Other than my wife.
Just leave it. Leave it alone.
Now, does your wife dress up like a goat then?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So that would make you a furry.
And?
Oh, I'm just stating the obvious.
That's not a furry. That's a sheepy.
Chris, why don't you like our people?
I
have
love
a
your
cute
people.
little hat on right now. Do you see it?
Totally love your people.
Oh, okay. I love getting these guys out of their comfort zone. It's so much
I've not understood the furries yet. I've met a lot of them. They all seem like nice people.
Chris, nobody does. But
I don't get it. Yeah,
that's the point.
Well, to me, man, it's just like, I don't know.
Gotham Knight says Bill Clinton said the same thing about Monica. Yeah, that's so true.
What is this guy? What do you got this a-hole doing here?
Lasmat.
I'm offering the driving stream of the night.
Oh God, no.
Yeah, I trust your green screening, right?
This is all live, baby, on location.
Please get in an accident.
No, don't say that.
No, I just said it.
That would be horrible.
No, it wouldn't. It'd be awesome.
This is the great Alasmat scouring the streets of San Francisco, looking for evil.
Can you kick George? He's being boring again.
I can't kick George.
Yeah, I'm
He's narrating my story. You gotta let him narrate my story. This is epic. This is a comic book.
Well, George, actually, like in the beginning of the Wednesday night show, I always have like a bunch of trailers that I run. I should be running trailers for your comic. You too, Alismat.
No, you shouldn't.
I don't do trailers.
You don't even have like a trailer?
Chris,
no,
learn how to use trailers correctly.
I just present the product. I keep the message simple.
What about a sizzle reel?
No.
Even no sizzle reel. I keep the message simple, as the sentence is as short as an elevator pitch, basically a 1 or 2 sentences. Here's the product. Here's the sentence.
I'm falling asleep now.
And
man, I'm seeing the word.
You had to use a lot of sentences.
And I got to tell you, if I can put Testify to sleep, I am a very successful guy.
That's true.
Well, that was kind of the skill of the Black Widow with the Hulk.
Yes,
the sun's getting low, mighty low.
Mighty low.
Yeah.
Yep.
So if we can put Testify to sleep, we're saving streams all over.
The only thing low right now is the guy below you.
The guy below you. I don't know. What?
Look below you right now.
Tell us what the streets of San Francisco look like.
They're very greedy, very empty, very dark.
There's dude taking a crap out there.
Yes.
Are you concerned that you don't have a mask on and you're in public in a car?
That's a good question. I haven't thought about that. I hate to resist the light.
Is that a
Hey,
requirement?
you know what? Can you mask your car so that way people in the car don't have to mask?
Actually, can you just get in an accident so we don't have to? Never mind. No, I'm sorry.
Well,
I
there's a
didn't
52
mean
minute
that.
right here. I'll try to drive in front of it, see if you'll hit me.
Thank you.
You know what? That's a good question though. Whoever said that, I think it was George.
Yeah.
Yeah,
If
we
you-
want him to get in a bad car crash so we
No,
don't have
but
to
if
see
you
him
have an
anymore.
air filter
I
in the
agree.
car, doesn't that preempt the need to have a mask?
That is
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
Because your car is
exactly.
air filtered.
Yeah.
Is there a legal requirement for wearing a mask in a car in San Francisco?
Yeah.
I don't
You
know.
He
look-
doesn't
look
live in
badass.
freaking San Francisco. He lives in New. Oh,
Matt, don't you live in Massachusetts?
I live in Pennsylvania, actually.
No shit. I always
Well,
thought you
we
were
all
from
got it
Orange for
wrong.
some
Oh,
reason.
Pennsylvania, San Francisco.
Yes, exactly. I mean, they're both run by Democrats, so why not? You know?
yeah, Chris, can I ask you a question about memes?
Yeah, you can try. I'm not very much of an expert, but give it a
Why
go.
are you offended by anything anybody does with what they call a meme?
Well, I'm not anymore. You
Are
mean
you
like
sure?
with the dildo memes and stuff?
No, I didn't mean. I wasn't being specific at all.
Yeah, I'm not being very
walking,
specific.
I am a walking dildo meme, believe it or not. I am the living embodiment of one.
No, but I usually like memes. I like most of you guys' memes.
What do you mean, you people?
You people, well, that would be memers. I know you're like a mastermind of the memes, aren't you?
I've never made one meme in my life. I
No,
have a
but
cute
you're like
little
a
hat.
mastermind. You like
I have a cute. Do you see my cute little hat?
Did you make
Yeah,
that
but don't you
yourself?
have like a network? I heard you call people and they make it happen.
I don't call people. I
Yeah, I
talk
heard
to
Testify has powers.
people. I have no power.
Yeah, no, I heard even EBS.
I don't have
covered
any
it.
power. Everybody does them. All I can do is try to help sell people shit if I can.
I didn't know that because no, really, I thought you had like a network and like you.
There is no
contacted
network.
Meme masters.
There's no network. There's a group of people that like to talk to each other and hang out and have fun and laugh.
All right, so who's doing the awesome crap in the beginning of your show every week or every night or whenever you guys do your show?
He's a Chilean terrorist.
Yeah.
He's awesome.
His name is Mr. Yanafui.
Yeah.
The legendary Mr. Yanafui.
He torments me every day. He sends me whiteboard images that I have to post.
Yeah.
It's very scary. You don't understand.
Well, the way he just chops those things together, it's great.
Yeah, it is.
So see, that's a meme, isn't it? Or is that just
Chris,
video?
get out of your bubble. Get out of your comfort zone and listen to people.
Yeah, just go to your wallet, take it out, just tell us the numbers on the back, and everything will be okay.
You mean the 3-digit one?
Yeah, I need those 3 digits off the back of your card, please, if you could.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually give them to me now.
Hang on, let me scan it. I'll DM
even
it.
better.
Perfect. Yeah, I'll DM it over
with the signature. Just don't forget the signature.
And can I get your mother's maiden name too, by any chance?
Well, yeah. You're not going to call her, are you?
Just asking for a friend, mind you.
Yeah. I'm just asking for Lorenzo. I'm trying to help him out right now.
I'm certain the credit agency would need to call her for approval.
Oh no, they won't. Trust me, I know people. Lorenzo is.
So look at wow, man. I hope that's a GoPro Alice Matt is driving with.
It's not as stupid. It's a stupid cell phone.
Yeah, right now he's using 2 hands to hold the cell phone.
You don't understand how much I'm praying right now. He gets in an accident, so we have gold.
Yeah, but look at it's too sturdy.
He's behind a propane truck. I can see it. Look at it.
It could be milk.
Yeah, do you understand the beauty that will happen?
Testify. Isn't that propane and propellant? What's that accent that you do?
God damn it! No, never mind.
Not
Look at it. There it is. See?
That's not milk.
No, that's propane.
Yeah, that's gasoline.
Oh, that's like a big old bomb.
Don't you know the difference between a gasoline tanker and a milk tanker?
Yeah, the flavor.
I Gotham Knight. I don't know if you're Pangean material. I don't know if you can handle it. I don't know if you can handle it.
Yeah, well, we in Pangea we constantly rip on each other to the point where we're, crying like little babies in a fetal position.
I've tried to give away my server owner status. That's how bad it gets in there.
Yeah, and it voluntarily comes right back to him.
Daily, it happens actually.
Well, that's not so bad though. Gives you
Maybe you
something.
should try going on the trash compactor.
Well, you gotta tell that to the AI.
I have a question for all of you. I just wonder who can answer it. Why is it that leftists cannot take a joke?
Because they're white.
And the three and the four and the six of us are sitting right here taking shots at each other and we're just laughing it off.
I just said it's because they're white.
Well, I can tell you even easier answer. Did any of you fall down as a kid and scrape your knee, get up, and then just continue?
Of course.
Most white folks I know take a joke very well.
Yeah, well, we know how to fall down. Take the scrape, get up, and keep moving.
I can't fall. I'm in a chair. Remember?
Oh yeah, I forgot. Yeah, what do you call testifying in a wheelchair?
Oh, stop it!
An improvement.
That was actually funny. Wow.
I didn't even hear what he said.
An improvement. Yeah, that was good. I liked it.
I'm gonna go to hell for laughing at that, aren't I?
No, you're having fun for once.
Take a few Hail Marys and a peach schnapps. Everything will be okay.
It's just that we all knew it was a joke.
If you're on the internet and you can't be told you're the lowest whatever of low, don't be on the internet. If you get offended by it, don't be on the internet.
Or at least if you're offended, expect to be entertainment for other people. That's what ends up happening. Whenever I've ever gotten offended, I become somebody's joke.
Chris, I'm not joking. After this Bowsette thing that happened, a person I've never talked to in my life literally wrote a manifesto about how I am this horrible person. Never in my life talked to him once.
Yeah. You know,
is that the Mario character?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's two types of people on the internet: the Democrats and everybody else.
I'm not joking. I'm going. I question why these people are allowed to use the internet at this point.
Andrew Yang's a Democrat.
Who?
Well, there exactly.
I
thought on the sidelines.
Wait a minute, Andrew Yang? I thought he was a Chinese actor on WandaVision.
Oh, that too.
I thought he was yellow.
So I got to be honest. Now that the election is over, I have tried to unplug from politics. Like I still laugh at all the Biden jokes. And
then why are you talking about it?
Because it comes up. Like I got in trouble earlier because of Lorenzo. No.
Yep.
Lorenzo, what did you do?
See how you are?
But we went into politics, and my son and his wife left because they got offended, and then they came back later.
I'm offended now.
Yeah, I know. It was funny because like we didn't even think anything of it. It's kind of like what Terry's talking about. It's almost like a certain line where the millennials are drawn, and they have been taught when you're upset, you're not just upset. You must be offended, outraged, frickin' ready to kill. Because if you're not ready to kill over it, you just don't believe in whatever it is that you say you believe.
Right. Are you, sir, telling us that you have an easily offended kid?
Actually, you know what's funny? He's one of the least offended kids that we do have, but he still gets offended.
What do you mean, you people? Why are you calling your kid a people?
I love my people.
You mean he's human?
Oh
no, I mean of the
people.
younger generation, basically. And I know that kind of puts me in that old man category where I'm like, get off my lawn, you punks. But they really, the younger generation. Wow, it's different. It's way different than when I was a kid.
Well, then there's Gen Z. I don't know if he's Gen Z.
Okay, Lorenzo, quit talking again. You're still talking, Lorenzo.
No, he's definitely millennial.
Oh, because some of the Gen Z are more based.
You want to know how you talk to, if you ever have to interact with a younger person, you know how you do it?
How?
Talk to him.
Yeah.
There you go. Hey, Mr.
Don't have a narrative. Just talk.
Well, my problem is whenever there's an election, I start trying to be funny.
No, you're not funny though.
Oh no, I know. I found out on Thanksgiving when all my liberal children came into.
Why did it take you this long to figure that out?
Because I was laughing so hard I didn't notice nobody else was.
Okay.
They came in, and I decided I had to offend them before my older stepson did. So I started talking about the rights of Indians and
Why?
whether or not the town should have
Why?
changed their
No, wait,
logo.
wait a minute. Wait, we got to go back now. Why did you just decide to start talking about the rights of Indians all of a sudden?
Oh no, that's an issue in my town because this was
Okay,
something
no,
that.
I'm asking you
Oh, because I'm
why.
explaining how my kids were offended.
I'm not asking. I asked why would you bring this up out of the blue?
Was this at Thanksgiving?
It's a
Yeah, it was
specific issue.
Thanksgiving. That was the whole point.
We just recently, like within the last 2 months, changed from an Indian logo to well, actually, they're still kind of deciding what we're going to become.
Okay.
A hammer and sickle? A sickle?
It's not gonna. I don't know what it's going to be. But when I saw the list, I didn't feel many of the items on the list expressed a local feel.
What about a penguin with a mallet over its head?
I'm going to give you guys the one thing that I have figured out that works, and I'm talking about everybody, not young people, older people, anything. Just talk to them. Talk.
What about Negan's bat? How about that one?
Now that bat could sing. Wasn't that Lucy?
Yeah, Lucille.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I knew her on that good term of a basis. It was Lucy.
Yeah, she gets the point across easy.
That wasn't funny.
She had a thing for Glenn.
No.
Yep.
I don't even remember the Irish guy. I remember he was kind of like the redheaded guy.
Chris, I agree. Chris, I agree. We should kick Lorenzo right now. I agree. Let's get rid of
I
this guy.
cannot kick my brother Lorenzo.
Mr. Cousins in the chat saying hi to me.
No, but nobody's saying hi to you.
You leave my friend Lorenzo alone, Testify, you're not gonna have problems.
It's not my fault you had relations with
The gentleman, Mr. Crescent, says, "Hey, yo, Lorenzo," smiley face.
And I meant Rosetta when I said that.
Why are you trying to strike Chris's stream now? What's wrong with you?
I'm not striking him now.
Is that what they do?
No, he knows what he did. That's the problem.
That's fake news. That's fake news.
No.
Fake news? Yeah, we don't do fake news. We're good.
Exactly.
She
but
passes
what is
3+.
fake news? Yes,
3+.
but what is fake news today?
Fake news is any news that the viewership disagrees with, right?
That's Lorenzo. I agree.
Well, fake news is anything that the left agrees with.
Can we get rid of Lorenzo yet? Can we please kick him? It's offended me now.
Well, actually, he's a bot. He's gone to the bathroom. He'll be right back.
That's not go to the bathroom.
You returned after these selected messages.
You had relations with Rosetta. I've got the video.
You had a three with Snow W. Ray.
Doesn't anyone want
Why are you obsessed with Rosetta?
Isn't
I
anyone
didn't mean to.
curious?
Do you have a crush on her or something?
No. You totally slandered my character.
Isn't anyone curious where Elasmat's going? I mean, he's been driving for a few hours. I mean, isn't that just long enough to drop
George,
a dead body?
There's these things outside of this place called Canada. It's called a city. You go into them. They go a long way.
I'm just saying, the time difference and the look back is just long enough to hide the body in another state.
That is true.
Look at that sweet, sweet snow.
Rosetta is a lot of body to hide, though, Elasmat.
Yeah, you see, Elasmat started streaming from a location that had no snow.
Well, he lived in... never mind.
It sounds like you just answered your own question, George.
Yeah, but was he coming from the south, north?
Lorenzo, you told me I would be entertained if I came here. When does that begin?
When did I tell you that?
You sent me a DM just now.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
There must be another Lorenzo.
I got copied on that DM.
There's a bunch of these guys calling themselves Lorenzo.
Yeah, there's a bunch of 690 all of a sudden.
Who do you think that is, Lorenzo?
You mean who's fake
Lorenzo? Who at least one of them is.
Nigel.
Yeah, I was wondering about that too. I haven't heard from Nigel since last Thursday when your stream kind of got freaky.
Yeah,
That's why I asked if you might get in trouble for having George on here because apparently it's controversial.
George.
Yeah,
Yeah, just look at him. Look at it. Look at his eyes.
So can I tell you guys something totally honest about George?
No.
What's that?
Okay,
Yeah, go ahead.
I totally took a liking to George when we
Why?
were discussing desktop publishing from basically the 90s on, and he actually knew what Quark Express was. And that right there, I was like, all right, this guy's got something to say worth listening to. Anybody who knows what Quark Express was.
I know Quark Express, but there's nothing good about George.
I thought it was him eating food that got your attention.
No, that made me
Adobe
connect with
Quark. Is that what we're talking about? Adobe Quark, that program?
No, not Adobe
no,
Quark. There was it was PageMaker, Aldus PageMaker, then Adobe PageMaker.
Yeah,
but see,
it's an Adobe product though.
With all due respect, though, Adobe Quark, I don't even know if Adobe's bought them yet, but
no, they didn't.
Quark was
is all
like
its own.
Quark at one time was the hot shot upstart, and they kind of took over the business for maybe 5 years. The industry really, maybe 10 years, 5 to 10 years. They were a contender.
You
And now he owns a bar near Wormhole.
A friend of mine in the mid '90s did some printers plugins for Quark Express, and on the first paycheck, he bought himself a couple of houses.
Yeah, no doubt.
Well, Jazz Goat.
It was a highly lucrative software because designers and ad agencies and print shops had to have it because of what was the will of the industry.
Yeah, magazines were using it big time.
Yep.
I like Corel Draw.
You see that Testify? There's a guy.
Oh my God, Corel Draw back then was incredible. I mean, that and Freehand, Aldus Freehand. Oh my jeez.
Yeah.
And you know what? Before Quark Express became really popular, there was a program called Ready Set Go, which was like Quark Express and Illustrator combined. They just didn't know how to capitalize on the market.
I've never heard of that one before, actually.
Yeah, it died real quick when Quark Express did the upgrade, and they.
I'm like, I know Corel, I know Adobe, I know it.
Don't forget about Corel.
But you know what? That speaks to our ages and whatnot, and like, so I always thought beforehand that George was a Muppet.
He is.
But now I know he's quite a bit older than the Muppets.
No,
did you hear I'm in my 60s? So I didn't realize that, but apparently I am, and so now I can get a senior discount at Wendy's.
Are you really?
I didn't know that until
Lorenzo, when do you leave here?
Nigel told me the other day, or no, it wasn't Nigel. What was he calling himself?
Is Elasma having a fight with somebody? It looks like Elasma's having a fight with somebody. Or is he moving a body?
I didn't see the body moving, so I don't think it has to be alive to be called a body.
No, it's just a bunch of used needles on the ground.
Wait, is he in Liam's neighborhood?
Yes, that's what it is. He's on the wrong side of the road.
It's dark in Australia right now, isn't it?
Hang on, let's zoom in. God, it would be. Don't do anything crazy while you're out there, Alice Matt.
Those lights look familiar.
Okay, so this is me being chased by the cops cam.
we know you're Mexican. It's what you people do.
You know what's horrible? What if actually some cops look at him and say, "Okay, let's go look at this guy."
That's enough, alas, Matt. It's not funny anymore.
They're gonna take him down.
Yeah. Don't get yourself.
They're gonna haul the guys with white suits are gonna come by, haul them off.
Chris, have you seen my cute little hat that I'm wearing?
Yes. I'm surprised you haven't been sued.
I'm waiting for it.
Yeah, I'm waiting for the cease and desist, but I don't see a mouse there at all, really.
I'm a Disney Marvel shill boy. They'll never sue
really?
me.
I'm sorry. I thought you were a part of the black testicle community.
I am.
Yeah, I don't see a mouse, and I don't see any pants, because the pants would be on the bottom half.
I have a cute little hat, though. That's all that matters.
But what would you call that if they were to try to call you out?
Awesome.
What about, like, parachutes? You could say it's like a moon landing thing, like Apollo.
I just call my hat awesome.
You just call it awesome.
Jazz Goat says he's eating cereal, but he's a serial killer. Or it could be a female goat. It could be a she-goat.
Hey, what's up, Jazz Goat?
This guy's been haunting me.
Again?
But I like him, though. for some reason. I don't know
Is he any
why.
relation to Jazz Crab?
I have no clue. Look at the freaking name.
Oh, you know what? I didn't
Lorenzo.
even think about that. I see so many like different.
Yeah, he's
well, I don't see so many different names. I'm just no good with names, so I thought that was Jazz Crab.
It is.
Oh, cool. Hi, Jazz.
He just knows that testifies into goats.
And
Oh, that's, I guess.
what do you have against goats? Why are you against the goats?
It testify you're a
Lorenzo,
vegetarian.
why are you so mad about goats? What did the goats do to you, Lorenzo? Lorenzo, where did they touch you? Tell me.
I'm not judging.
So is it because I'm a New England person that I keep thinking Tom Brady every time you guys say goat? Like
Yes.
nobody else does that?
Who is that?
Greatest of all
The
time.
guy from the Brady
Yes.
Bunch?
How many Super Bowls did New England win this year? Oh wait, never mind.
Oh, is he like a football player?
Yeah, he plays a little football.
Did you say football or ball? Football or ball?
Yeah, he plays in a little town called Tampa. He won the
Is that what
champion.
the women use that time of the month? A tampon?
Yeah, he plays for Tampon Bay.
Holy smoke, Lorenzo! I mean, you're hardcore.
I'd be a tampon if I won a Super Bowl, unlike New England did this year.
New England got burnt so bad this year. The Cam Newton experience was like what?
Chris,
What?
you guys got rid of the greatest quarterback of all time. Remember that?
Yeah, it was a great idea, wasn't it?
No, it was the dumbest idea in the history of.
Actually, no. I actually believe that if we had kept him, neither New England nor Tom Brady would have had a Super Bowl this year because New England's team is all messed up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's been one player for the past 3 years.
Well,
easily, yeah.
We had the Lions, so.
I'm a big football fan. I follow all this stuff, so I know.
I love football, but I don't like the last 2 years. I haven't been into it nearly as much. Mostly because I'm getting into comics, and that when you're in a convention, like that's what we were doing in 2019. Really, you don't get to see any football.
But do you guys hear we have the Detroit Lions? That's why I'm not into football.
They're in the Arena League, right? The Lions.
Team in November. They are the greatest team in November.
Yeah.
And then around November 30th, they slip.
Wait a minute. The Detroit Lions. That's right. They traded for Goth from the Rams.
It's the only team you'll see play in the month of November. That's why. Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
That's the only time you ever hear about them.
Yeah, they never once made it to the Super Bowl ever.
I want to see them play against Dallas one year and like wear the same color, like you know how they both wear similar colors.
The last time the Lions played Dallas, the Cowboys stomped them so badly they were banned from Texas.
I like the Dallas cheerleaders.
Of course you do, Lorenzo.
There's some marketing that has stuck because they haven't marketed them since what, the 80s?
Yeah, that's true. That's probably the last time I saw them. Too.
America's team, the Dallas Cowgirls.
Yes.
The cheerleaders of the Dallas Cowboys market themselves.
Yeah, but I remember when they used to.
Again, Chris. When does when does the entertainment start? Lorenzo's still here.
That's about you're the one who keeps inviting me on your show.
Well, it's not really an entertainment show. It's more like
why not?
Because we're not very talented in that area.
Goodbye. I can't handle this. George, this is yours.
You to give him. He wants you to give him the control so you can take over your show.
Well, the thing is, I
he does with every other show, and they all look like the Trash Compactor show.
I could not kick out my brother Lorenzo no matter what, unless he was saying something like, you know, F you, Chris, I'm going to kick your effing ass. No, but you know what I'm saying is silly. Like, I'm never going to kick you out because someone's going to kick you out.
No, I'm just saying that he'll try to take over your show and tell you what to do if you let him.
Well, it's okay. He's still kind of fun. I like watching Trash Compactor.
It couldn't be fun. I'm just saying he'll just try to take over his show. It's something.
Yeah, and it's not that kind of show. It's not that entertaining. We just hang.
I mean, there's no.
If you ever want to hang on a Wednesday night, this is a cool place to go. Thursday night we got Lorenzo's show.
I'm not saying that. I'm not thinking that Testify is necessarily entertaining either. He's got his own ideas about what's entertaining. Like sometimes he'll talk about like we were on George's show and we were talking about talking with someone about storage, like these boxes and stuff, and then finally the guy explained that it was like building a little house inside a house. It was inside a warehouse, and that part was pretty cool. Once he explained
when he gets on a roll like last night, he was incredible.
Oh yeah,
that was hilarious.
But just don't tell him that it could be funny.
He's probably listening, and I don't mind telling him. And Soy Rage there. I mean, I guess they're both former war campaign or something, but they're hilarious. They're funny guys. So
well, yeah, they well, let's see. I think Testify said he was kicked out for being too retarded, is what they said. And then I'm not making that up.
I think I've heard that too. That I just started giggling because I'm like, yeah.
And then a bunch of people left.
Yeah, they kicked Testify, and then practically 80-90% of war campaign shrugged their shoulders and said, "Okay, we're gone too. Bye."
Yeah,
maybe that's for the better. Maybe that's what that group needs, But from my way of thinking, so I try to keep it simple. They're independent comic book makers, for better or for worse. They've got a track record. They're building. They're 2 issues in, right? 3 issues if you count.
This issue has some good art.
Yeah. I'm not. I would never disparage their book. Both books have quality art, But if I look at them, like I haven't watched their show in so long, so I'm just going to assume they're still playing D&D, and have this nice rosy picture of them because there was too much stress there. Just like it all that shit kills my comics. So I got to be careful. I got to be honest though, you guys. That's why this show is great. I get to chill with you guys. And George, I don't really know you, but I know you because I know you know Cork. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm a quirky guy.
I know that sounds stupid, and this is no offense to Elasmat, but he said Adobe. It wasn't him who said Adobe Quark, and that's what I'm talking about. George knew it wasn't really Adobe Quark.
Well, did Adobe buy them out, or they bought out Page?
They should have by now, but I don't think they have.
Did they buy out PageMaker, or what was the deal?
They bought out Aldus. They bought out Macro. They bought out Flash.
Did Aldus make Quark, or who made Quark originally?
They turned Flash.
No, Aldus was PageMaker.
So who made Quark then?
Quark was. I think that was it. Quark was its own company when they started.
Huh.
Yep, it was.
Yeah, you guys remember back when QuickTime, when there were all these QuickTime video games like Myst, and Myst is the one that took off, and then they ported it to the PC. I don't know if it even uses QuickTime anymore when they reissue the game, but they used Apple's QuickTime.
Oh, that
I don't know if it was made with HyperCard or, but there were a lot of HyperCard games too back in the day.
Yeah,
that must be that. How far back is that?
I don't know if it was 80s or 90s. I'm going to look up QuickTime. HyperCard was when I was in junior high or high school, maybe. Let's see. QuickTime was first made in 1991. I was still in school. HyperCard, I think, might have come out a little earlier than that, like maybe late 80s. Do you guys ever see what was that guy's name from Night Court?
Bull.
Harry Anderson. He was real into the Mac. He had, I think he was. He had they made a remake of the Absent-Minded Professor, and they had a Mac on there with HyperCard, if I remember correctly. It was It was when Disney used to. They had the Wonderful World of Disney, and
HyperCard turned out to be like
back in the day, is they used to remake it for TV instead of just remaking their movies constantly for the theaters. I thought it was cool.
HyperCard was kind of like an original PowerPoint, wasn't it? It was an old slideshow thing.
What was?
HyperCard, wasn't that more like a...
Well, HyperCard was it had these hyperlinks. It was kind of like the web, except for it wasn't connected to the internet. But people can make their own little programs. They call these the hypercard stacks, I think they call them.
Yep. I'm remembering now. I'm looking
Yeah,
it up.
it had kind of a pseudo English style programming language. I think they just call it hypertext.
Yeah, hypertext was a language. Yeah.
Do you remember there was the NEXT computer?
Yes.
Yeah, and that used that as well. I think I think even like the desktop interface, you could customize it using that language.
There we go. About HyperCard. Yep. All the good old days back with System 6 and earlier.
Yeah, I think you could maybe you could click on the different books and it would like send you to different links or something.
Yeah, basically it was, if I remember right,
on a bookshelf there.
It had like all the functionalities of a website that could be programmed into it as an app. You know what I mean? Like
except for the big mistake was not connecting it to the internet.
Yeah, it wasn't a website, but it could be like a content built.
Yeah, and so after that is when the web was developed. I mean, I think this came out. What they say? I was looking that up. Let's see. I got it up here, but I don't know I'm gonna see the year. Let's start out with the Apple IIgs in 1987. Wow.
Yeah, I got to be careful, or else I'll start geeking out. I love old technology.
Well, I think the first web browser might have been OmniWeb on the NEXT computer. You know,
wasn't the next system Steve Jobs after he left?
After Scully, whom he had brought in, went and fired him.
Yep.
But when he came back, he brought all that stuff, and I don't know if he would have developed all that stuff or not.
I don't think he could have done that at Apple the way it was working. He had to kind of step out and show them, no, I really have my crap together. Look what we're doing over here. And Apple went, ooh, there's our magic. Call it
Scully was from, I think, PepsiCo. So that's what I think that might be what happens when you bring in somebody from. Well, I don't know. He came up with that nudie thing. It didn't go. It was a flop, but that was the precursor to. I mean, eventually we end up with iPads and stuff.
The thing about Apple really was that I think they wanted to be in the Windows market and couldn't see a future where they were. But yet they couldn't do much about it without dumping the OS, which was their bread and butter, because that's what attracted artists. And like I remember when they went to the clone units. Do you remember the clone Power Macs? For about a year and a half.
Yeah, I remember they had the clones, and then they got rid of it.
Which was so disappointing. Because I thought that was going to grow into finally an economical Macintosh. And really, they weren't anyways, because they were making them build them to certain standards. They couldn't cut corners the way they thought they'd be able to.
Well, the thing with PCs is, what was it? IBM had, I think IBM was afraid of lawsuits over the operating system for some reason. Maybe they had been sued in the past. Well, they probably had been sued for various reasons. So what they did is they hired Bill Gates, and Bill Gates then subcontracted out, and he bought DOS from somebody who developed it in like 2 weeks or something, or a couple of months or something, and it was all buggy at first, from what I recall.
Well, yeah, I'm sure it was.
And so then what they did is he had he licensed it out to IBM, but for some reason IBM didn't get an exclusive contract, and so they just like sold it to these hardware manufacturers who then made their own clones of, these PC compatibles. These IBM.
Well, IBM is a funny company. You know that their 5100 edition from 75 was the one of the main issues of the John. Have you ever heard of John Titor, the time traveler?
The time traveler?
Yeah, he supposedly came back in time to go get a 1975 IBM 5100 model because it had.
Oh, I think I heard about him.
It had a special built-in function where it could read all the OSs of all the computers from before 75, and they had lost that information in some sort of EMP attack in the future. So they had technology in the future, but they wanted to unlock all these other things that had to do with Linux, and they needed this old computer to do it. So supposedly he came back in time to get the very special 5100 model 5100, because it could read all the different languages that were built into machines.
I remember there's a video that I can't remember who it was. There's some people who keep track of just various internet lore.
Well, I just happened to be watching videos on that today. That's why I knew it, but it was kind of funny.
About hearing about him, and people are have speculated who's this person, and I don't know if they've never really proven.
Well, they have a guy they were pointing to at the end of the little series I was watching, but they were like playing the fence of we don't really know, but we think it's this guy, you know. So they left enough doubt to keep the myth alive, but they definitely pointed to a guy. I think he was in Georgia, but he might be Florida. I could be wrong, and he could be from Maine for all I know. But they had a guy they were pointing out.
Do you remember there was this guy who I didn't know about at the time, but there was a video about this guy. This guy took over the airway. He took over some TV station, and he was claiming to be Max Headroom, and he looked like Max Headroom.
I don't know about this guy. No.
Yeah, that's pretty wild too.
Hey, I just noticed it's 11 o'clock. Do you want to pitch your show one more time? Because I got to get
tune into the Fleet Stackians tomorrow, and you guys are welcome. Not testify, but derail the show. But Last Man and George and Chris, of course.
Yeah, are you and him playing around when that goes down? I thought you guys were joking.
What are you? I really don't want him on my show.
Okay, we'll talk tomorrow night.
I don't know about. You can decide about the goat thing yourself, whether or not I'm joking.
Well, all right, man. I just wanted to give you. Yeah. I thought you guys were playing. Anyways, thanks for joining us tonight, and check out Cluster Fudge.
You're gonna live tomorrow, and George has his book too.
Yeah, George, we need to share some. Like, I need more info so I can cross promote your book.
Just go to georgepetergatzis.com.
I'm gonna become your biggest little fan.
That sounds good.
I mean, George can mention it on the show as well tomorrow night and the Fleet Stackians. Because the last time he was kind of interrupted. I'm sorry about that.
That's okay.
All right, so I'm gonna kill our stream because my timer now says 3:22. I'm almost in Stackian territory now.
Oh yeah, you're.
Yeah, I'm looking at my time online now. About a half hour of that is the pre-show, but that doesn't matter. That's a long stream, 3.5 hours.
Yeah, totally.
Anyways, I love you guys, and I'll talk to you later.
All right, thank you for being for allowing me on the stream. Lasmat says thank you. Lorenzo, he already said thank you.
Yeah,
thank you.